Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tombs of Scoria. How are my favorite players in the whole wide world doing today?
Doing great.
Great. Where last we left the party, you were in Rencor, and there were fights with many dragons. Shine has come to your side, and I think where we left off is with the dragons dead, all about you. The red flown off, and now the party stands somewhere in the middle of Rencor. Looking around at the semi-destroyed city, there's still people in cages standing near Tyrael, begging to be let out, covered in coal dust.
Take them all out.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we can free the town. I mean, we don't have to, like, ship them out of here. The town should still be functional, right? It's not like it's completely leveled, yeah.
Certainly. There are going to be a few stray soldiers still in Rencor, but that's not really worth our time to go into. You can dispatch them themselves. Most of them will probably be fleeing. Whoever you free will be able to find weapons and be able to hunt them down as well. I don't think you care too much about the stragglers.
No.
We're big picture
soldiers. Yeah.
Well, I will personally start releasing people from the cages and making sure they sort of step down safely, and then slowly but surely we can get everyone out.
Mm-hmm. You can do so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and,
I mean, guess I'll organize them all together, and then I'll bring Anton over. Anton, some of them are injured. Can you perhaps heal them?
You can toss some cure moderate wounds or cure light wounds. I have 4, so I can heal 4 people.
Sure. You'll find some scratches, someone with a broken arm, some other injuries over here, a dragon claw plunged through someone's thigh. The person will tell you that the dragon had threatened to eat him this very night. I was up on the chopping block. Thank you. Thank you, Anton McGarry.
Wait, why was the red dragon carrying off a cage of some? Was he just being mean or what?
Are hungry?
Oh, did those people die who fell?
No, they dropped them
Yeah.
and took some... Wait, they died?
Yeah,
They took some damage.
Yeah, well, we rolled the damage. It was 2d8, 2d6. They took 9 damage. They have d8 HP. They fell in,
Wait, we rolled the damage?
We did roll
Yeah.
the damage, yeah. And I did think it was high, and I was curious, because you did say last time they were injured, but I was like, no way, they should have died.
Oh,
okay, they died.
Well.
I was just checking. All right, whatever. Yeah, because I think you
should've
said broken
seen
legs
that.
last time, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Anyway,
dead now.
They're dead. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Oh, wow. 3 of them actually are savable. One of them is
Oh.
definitely dead. The other
Oh, there
3
you go.
rolled 8s for their hit points.
Okay.
Anton will probably
damn.
save those people.
We've got
Yeah.
strong citizens here. We got a lot of food coming from the McGarry farmlands. We've got high morale. Yeah, they're rolling high HP.
were any of you soldiers? I say to the people in the cages.
A few of them will raise their hands and claim that they were.
Can you still fight?
Of course.
All right. We've got some weapons from the soldiers that surrendered. Go and find some.
They will do so.
Well, we need to collect the dragon corpses, guys, and organize them getting work done. But other than
Shine
that,
can
I
help
think
us move them, right?
we're done here.
Shine,
guess
is Shine
so,
able
yeah.
to carry these corpses to the capital?
It's maybe a bit uncouth to ask her to do that, is it? I don't know.
She looks at you. You're referring to the dragon corpses?
Those would be the
I
ones.
nod.
There's a bit of a low rumble coming from her throat. She cranes her head and looks around and sees one of the white corpses nearby. I could manage that one on my own. The others are too massive.
What if we enlarge you?
Why not have our leathersmith and Skinner come here? Probably easier to just do the work in Rencor and ship the scales as opposed to move the whole thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
We've got better plans for Shine right now. We should make our way to the peninsula and lift the siege there. Perhaps tomorrow.
Should we? Or perhaps we should return to the Queen, tell her what we've done
Probably
here.
talk to the
'cause
Queen
this was our
first,
goal
and
first. She probably didn't expect us to figure this out as quickly as we did, so...
Our people are suffering, no? Should we not? We're close by. Should we not take the opportunity?
perhaps
Queen will know which place is best for us to go next.
Yeah. There's two
Let's let her
issues.
make
One
this.
is the Queen might have plans already. We don't know what's there. There might be something more strategically important. And two, now that I no longer have my hammer, it's hard to tell when Scoria is about. It would be a shame if we got caught off guard by her.
You think she'd risk something like that?
Should we risk something like that? I think
What,
as
to
it
be
stands
outside
right
of the
now, I
capital?
think the war is ours to lose. I think that we have the advantage. If anybody's making a play of desperation, it'd be Scoria. I think perhaps we could play this a bit slower and safer and be okay. I think the onus is on her to make a crazy move at this point.
Wise counsel, brother.
Back to the capital.
Very well.
Fly home.
I can just teleport
Or
us.
teleport home. It's quicker.
Sure.
Shine, you can meet us there.
Wait,
Of course.
Can Shine
Wait,
not-
actually, if I give her the ring, could she teleport us? But then she doesn't know the location we're going to, right? If she wears the ring, she can
will
easily teleport
fly.
us. Yeah, that's fine. So I'll just teleport us.
How comfortable
So
does
I-
Shine feel outrunning a red dragon, outrunning Scoria? Could she do it? Were Scoria to appear?
I think it would be close. Although I had thought about this. Perhaps this amulet. I say, clutching the recall amulet on my chest. If we were to give this to Shine, she could basically do as she pleases, even in mystery. And if Scoria were to approach, she could retreat. That's really the only thing that could threaten you, right?
Shine doesn't
In
seem
a
too keen on
world of
teleporting.
mundane interactions, then yes, I should be able to outrun her. But since there are all sorts of magical devices and ways of preventing teleportation, I believe you've seen some of those in action yourself. I would hesitate to risk my life on such a venture.
Okay.
Probably wise.
Dimensional anchoring can leave someone trapped in place, and
They
you'll
cast it
spend
on us
time.
earlier today.
You'll spend time trying to escape via magical means that are impossible. Could be dangerous in that regard. In theory, I could outfly Scoria, but if there's any magic trickery involved, she could gain on me,
Don't worry about it.
overtake me.
Who do
think
you
the
think's
three of
making
us-
those scrolls? Roll of Wizards. It's a high level spell. Somebody must be spending quite a lot of time making them, specifically for us.
Probably her
What did
wizard,
you
Emmerich?
expect?
We got better things to do now.
We're the biggest threat to her.
I think
don't
the
think
three
they have
of
anything
us.
better to do.
I think the three of us should travel back with Shine, or at the very least, I'll travel with Shine. I don't want her flying alone back to the capital.
Fine. It's not a
Okay.
long journey either, right?
No.
Yeah, we'll do it.
She grumbles to herself. Without a proper saddle, you would struggle to stay upon my back the whole way there. Wouldn't
long
want
is
any
the-
of you falling?
Journey back to
We
the
can
capital.
Many hours.
Hours? We can
Hours.
ride in a bag of holding. You could toss us out if you need to. Or do you feel confident traveling back on your own? It would be a shame to have you picked off between here and Wickthorn Renther by Scoria, should she appear somewhere.
We were being too cautious. We know full well that Scoria hid in her lair until we'd left the continent. She won't venture back into Drakis now.
I feel like most of the disasters we've been involved in had started off with the saying, we're being too cautious.
I don't think that's true. We can't live as cowards in our own lands.
We're not cowards in our own lands. We've
It's a
given
few
up
hours, Emmerich.
Yeah,
Why
we've
wouldn't
given
we
up
just go
4
over
of the
there?
most powerful dragon-slaying weapons we've had in exchange for the service of a dragon. If this dragon were to be killed, we would essentially lose all for nothing.
I'm not going to die on this hill, but Shine will have to be independent in Drakis for it to be maximally useful. At least at times. We can't be never separated.
Who's saying anything about being never separated?
I got here on my own, and I've been operating within the bounds of this kingdom for some weeks on my own. I do not fear a flight from here to the capital. I do not know if our enemy knows of our agreement, but either way, I think I am a tasty target for a creature such as her.
Well, I can fly us back in our usual way, but it'll take multiple castings, which I don't have ready, so we may have to sleep along the way. Or we can teleport and Shine can fly her own way. Or we can go in bags of holdings, I suppose. But I, for one, find the whole ordeal quite cramping, and I don't prefer it.
And teleport back. We'll go with Shine.
So be it. Mimric disappears.
Emmerich is gone.
Roll it.
Sure.
Yeah. Roll your D100.
Are you so spiteful, Mooton, that you'd see me die like this?
Yes.
You're fine.
Easy.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Okay, now
Yeah.
I will say we could ride Shine bareback because we do have proficiencies in horseback riding.
Very different than dragon riding. It's literally a separate proficiency.
Is it though? Jon Snow and
It
Daenerys
is.
were able to ride dragons without any actual training. Just saying, without saddles as well. But okay, Koibu.
Yeah, but they had it in their blood, okay? They were descended from dragon riders. You're not.
Okay, well, my children will have dragon blood in them when we get a hold
So
of
they
this.
can do it.
18 hot in their shine. Okay, I'll remove my bag of holding. I imagine Anton has one of his own, and I'll say, would you like to carry both of these? You can fly us back. We'll hang out in these for a few hours, which I think should be safe. If you run into
Yes.
trouble, toss us out on the ground. Hopefully not from as great a height as you prefer to fly, and we'll see if we can help.
And you have a way of feather falling to the ground safely.
Absolutely not. Don't
Yes,
throw
we
us
do.
do we?
You have a ring of featherfall.
Oh, okay, yeah. I guess I can wear that ring.
Yeah. So we'll wear it when we're in the
Splendid.
bags.
Okay. And she'll grab you and take you off, and a couple hours later you'll be back in the capital. No big deal.
You're not even gonna roll for some fuckery?
I've already made all the rolls in advance.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, we're just working off a seed now. Okay, so Devin was
we're on a
right.
seed.
There is a seed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we on the good seed?
You're on.
We're on the bad
You're in
seed.
the middle. Penultimate seed on one side or the other. Our party will gather together in the capital, Wick Thron Rorenta, called mockingly by other places the Wicker Throne.
Jesus.
And to where do you go? To see your
To the
dear
To
aunt?
our house. We have like our warehouse house thing here still.
Yeah.
So we'll go and hang out there, see what mom's up
Probably
to.
makes sense to take a nap. It's probably been
Mom's
a long
not
day
here.
of fighting and whatnot. You haven't seen your mom since you got back from Glacia, but she's back
Mom's
in
in
the
our
other place.
home, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the day will pass, and we will come to the 19th.
We scheduled a meeting for
May.
tomorrow. Is that fine with the queen?
Yeah, the queen, there's a lot of shit going on. She's got time for you these days.
Yeah. Bet she does. Is mother
we're
still
her
at the
fucking
castle?
ace in the hole.
Yeah, is
Yep,
our mother
she's
still
home.
at the castle? Or is
Yeah.
she home?
Castle.
Castle, yeah.
Under construction. Overseeing the construction, some might say. And you going to bring Shine with you to this queen's meeting?
We're talking amongst ourselves first before we
Okay,
got anywhere.
there we go then.
Ah, you
Well-
finally returned.
Who-
How was the
Oh,
journey?
the journey was fine.
Good. Good. Everything is well here. I've had a word with the guards. We should be able to see the queen tomorrow.
Of course. So tomorrow, we're gonna have a talk with the queen. Now we have altered the provisions of our deal a bit. We need to be on the same page going into this conversation. How do we wish to proceed?
Well, I don't think... Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the queen made the deal on our behalf. Perhaps more began negotiations. I feel like she may have expected things to have folded out differently.
Do you think the time limit of events looks a bit bad? That we talked to the queen, that we're suspicious of her attempting to kill us, and now we have a golden dragon in our servitude exclusively to the McGarry family?
I think we should act... I think acting as if there is a problem is more likely to cause one. I think we should assume that things are going to be fine, and if the queen wishes to raise angry issues with us, then we can address them. But if we're too paranoid going in, we're at risk of souring
Sure.
negotiations.
I think I agree. I don't think that we were sent with a specific goal in mind of getting the dragon to be in service of the queen. I think that's fair. And then, ideally, if I'm marrying into the family soon anyway, the dragon will effectively be in service of the royal family regardless, so it should be okay.
Yeah, and I
is
think
there-
it should be fine. The weapons were ours to give up,
True.
not hers.
Anything
So am I
else?
to understand that we're going there to find out what our orders are?
Essentially, yeah, to see where we're best utilized next.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have things that I could be studying, so if we do have a chance to take some time, I wouldn't be against it. But I
It's
understand.
nighttime, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the
By the
morning,
time
I'm
you
gonna
get back, it'll be
cast
evening.
3 spells on one on each of the brothers, if they care.
Wait,
Yeah.
you're casting spells on each of us?
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to do tonight before we get to the morning, though?
I'll check in with my spy dudes. Vega and all of them are back. They've gotten some time to like settle in after Glacia. Is everything okay in the kingdom? Everything seems to be fine. No weird reports of anything going on, or?
What level of detail do you care about? Because we can get pretty nitty gritty on what's happening. So give me your threshold for caring.
Things that I would care about. Like, I don't care if like the baker's wife is cheating on him with like the butcher's son or something, but if there is a lot of talk relating to the reputation of our family, of where the McGarrys have been, of Scoria's attempts to make it look as though we are the ones behind the sabotage by leaving our fortress alone, if the soldiers are grumbling about things, like, yeah, anything that would be relevant, I guess. High level detail, fuck it. World build, yeah.
Right, so you'll get the impression of the people around here is that the party disappeared, the McGarry brothers fucked off for a while, and then the dark times came and Scoria came through and destroyed everything, and then you appeared back and Scoria disappeared very, very quickly. And there was a gold dragon hanging out, and everyone's talking about the gold dragon. Apparently, some people have seen it flying, which is not to be unexpected, with a couple of others. Clearly, it's related to the three of you, but they've also seen Anton walking around in gold dragon armor. So there was some question of whether or not you guys were going to be fighting and killing the gold and the bronze and the other weird dragon that they couldn't quite identify. That's still up in the air. No one knows what this fate is going to come to. What else do we got for you? There are problems with espionage happening in the city and in other nearby towns. That Scoria knows when you left and when you came back clearly underlines the fact that there are spies somewhere, probably everywhere, reporting back on your actions and maneuvers to the enemy. Your people will say they have some suspects, but you know, they're only suspects. If they were worthy of their attention, they probably would have already captured them and brought them to you. Also, the Queen's working on some of these spying issues. Plus, there's magic, so it's always hard to tell who exactly is one of these infiltrators. Let's see. In the underground world, there is some, how do we call it, profiteering happening. Do we care about the underworld making a bunch of money on war times?
As long as it's not coming at a decrease of my reputation, or?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, not affecting you whatsoever.
Okay.
Then, let's see, what else do we have?
Change all the rings that you guys want for the meeting with the Queen.
Yeah.
They're using, yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
If you had a ring of fire resistance, you might want your ring of free action on, you know? Just
Jesus.
Okay.
just fix the ring on your character sheet if you'd like, yeah.
Okay.
Real quick, for that
I'll put my protection ring back on.
for that ring of spell storing, how does that teleport work? Is it just like a normal teleport spell, or?
It's a normal teleport spell. You must abide by all the normal teleport rules. You must know the area you're going into, so forth and so on, and you must be a wizard to use it.
It's a ring of spell storing, so like.
Wait, you never said before that you needed to be a wizard to use it.
That's true. It doesn't say that, I don't think.
Didn't. Only wizards can cast wizards, but it's clearly a wizard-only item. Sorry.
I think it says I think it does say in the item that anyone can use it. I think.
Does it?
Let's figure it
I
out.
was talking about giving it to Tyrael, yeah.
Let's figure it out now, because I have this on my sheet. I just want to make sure I can use this if I need to. Otherwise, I'll take it off.
No, I've got it on my sheet.
Whoa, do you?
Oh, which
Yeah,
the employer uses as if he were a spellcaster of the level required.
Did we get 2 of these rings, or?
No,
I
it just
got
got one. It helps me out every day.
No, that's fine.
It's
I
just-
saw it it was in the bag, so
Yeah.
okay, I'll just delete it then. Gotcha.
But I think for specific operations, though, like if you're doing anything on your own, it's probably worth you having it.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay. In that case, we don't have to worry about that right now. Ready? Yeah, I'm ready when you guys are.
Oh, the class of spells is the same as for scrolls.
Does that mean the casting level?
If it was a wizard-only item, wouldn't it say? Unless you made this?
They don't specifically outline. Sometimes wizard items versus cleric items versus, but there are some items that are class restricted, and sometimes it's not as transparent as you would like it to be. Usually, I will take a look at this while you guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yep.
Oh, I think we're basically ready to
going
go.
now.
Yeah.
So what's left to do?
We'll
we've
see what
dealt
the queen.
with the mess.
We'll see what the queen thinks she wants us to do, right?
See what she says, yeah.
Sure, but when it comes time, we'll have to speak to the elves again, right? They said they knew a way in.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Who knows what they've been up to? Because their forces have been scattered and everything, right? Maybe they don't.
Well,
have
do you
that
remember
right.
the last time they spoke to us? They didn't seem to want anything to do with us. But maybe now that we've destroyed the items, they'd be more willing to talk.
Yeah, maybe. But I remember the last time I talked to them too. They said that their forces have been scattered pretty significantly, right? That's why they weren't able to keep Scoria as locked in anymore. Am I making that? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we'll talk to them regardless.
Yeah,
to see
let's
what's going
talk to
on.
the queen first.
Yeah.
Well, we just
Before we make any plans.
We go to the queen now.
You can go speak with the queen. There is going to be more of a grand audience for this. It's not the normal, you're not meeting her in a quiet room.
Is
You're
Shine
meeting
with
her
us?
in the main. Yeah, that's a good question. It's up to you.
Yeah.
But you'll be meeting her in the main hall. There will be generals nearby. There will be high-ranking nobles in attendance. There will be lords. There will be ladies. There will be servants. There will be an honor guard. This is being done in like a grand ceremony because you've clearly just killed these dragons. They've seen it with scrying spells. They've watched it happen. And they know that you've worked with Shine and left with her. And so there are some assumptions being made about Dragon's Bane weapons. And
Shine
in
should be
front
here then,
of
right?
Queen and country, you shall arrive.
I don't think.
Wait, before we go in, just that night, I want to cast a spell on Anton. Anton, your armor, it's causing you trouble. Is there a color you'd prefer it to be?
Black. And I'll cast a spell on you and the other two as well, and Tyrell as well, if he'd like. Do you want to know what it is? Do you care? Do you ask?
Yeah, I would ask if you're casting spells on me.
I
yeah.
would ask, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Sacred Guardian on you, which will let me know if you're instantly in trouble anywhere you are. A day per level.
And I'll cast Permanent Illusion on your armor to make it look as if it's black. Dragon scale.
Oh, that's cool. And I'm also gonna cast Undetectable Lie, in case anybody needs to say a half truth.
What did I say
24
about
hours.
paranoia?
A half truth.
What was this
You-
half-truth? Sorry.
You don't have to have it, but I think it would be wise if we all had this on us, just in case.
Okay.
Everybody now has Undetectable Lie on them, Koibu. It lasts 24 hours.
And I made his armor black with
Yes.
Permanent Illusion.
And they also have Sacred Guardian on them. I'm taking the spells off.
Undetectable lie prevents the magical detection of lies spoken by the creature for 24 hours. Great.
Do you think that we should have Shine not come with us?
No, I think she
I think
should come.
Shine should come with us because it would look weird if she doesn't.
Agreed.
I'm okay. This is my paranoia ratcheted up to a 15.
Yeah. Well, what
Yeah,
what did we just say?
I'm just
Don't be
saying,
paranoid.
this is my paranoia ratcheted up to a 15. But should something go wrong and we get fucked, Shine could theoretically bail us out and save us if she's not with us. If she does come with us and there is something going on, we're all fucked.
There shouldn't almost be any way for anybody to do anything to us without us teleporting out or being able to fight out of it.
I disagree with that. I think everybody knows what items we have. The queen has the whole resources of the kingdom at her disposal. We could be in an anti-teleport zone and not realize it, and we could get... Okay, I'm
I
being
agree
paranoid.
with that,
Okay,
yeah.
I just want you to... This is something you should never say. I think you should always be prepared that the queen could kill us instantly if she wanted to, because she has time to prepare. And if we had time to prepare, we could kill any PC if
Sure.
we wanted to, yeah. I'm just...
That's, yeah.
But if we trust her, that's fine. We should trust her. I'm just being really paranoid. Let's just
We do
go.
trust her.
Trust her.
Let's just go, all
Anton,
four of
we
us.
do trust
Okay,
her. We've had
we'll
this
go.
conversation.
Yep, okay, all four of us.
Please.
We can go.
Right.
Worst case, I think Shine bailing us out there would be also a...
Well, it would be bad, but it would be like, let's say,
Yeah.
remember Littlefinger gets accused of treason in front of everybody there?
Yeah, well, that was stupid. It wouldn't happen like that.
No, we'll see.
Shine should come with us. She's all the reason why this meeting has happened.
Of course.
She will take a human form to go within the castle with you. She has, billowy
Damn.
golden hair and darker skin than the rest of the people here.
Well, as we're walking, I'll probably walk closer to Tyrell, like catch up to him, and your paranoia, it's interesting, and I don't think we should be, but just in case, should we talk to Shine and have like a contingency plan or anything? I'd ask him, because if shit did go down, it would be useful to have this dragon bail us out.
I think if the
don't
queen,
think it will.
if the queen wants us to die in here, I don't think there's much we do to escape that. I don't know if there's any contingency plan we could develop that would let us out, short of having bombs. Oh no, we don't have bombs in this world. Short of having some,
Fireballs ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no reason for us not to trust our aunt. She's been good to us so far.
That is wise.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, she never caused you any problem, right?
Shut up,
Lit-
Koibu. Okay, wait.
literally
Okay,
never.
hold on. Wait. Hold on.
Don't listen to him.
Don't let me rile you up. You made your plans.
You're
okay?
doing it on purpose, Neal.
It's alright, I chose combat spells just in case. We're good. We're good.
It's fine.
Hold on. Would a ring of seeing allow me to see a zone of anti-teleportation?
Oh my.
It's
No.
probably already a zone of anti-teleportation.
The
due to
whole
fact that
castle,
we're
is
in
it?
the Queen's. We're in the Queen's.
Yeah,
like,
it's in the
room.
castle. Like there is
Yeah.
already anti-teleportation in the castle, right?
Yeah.
Who all is invited to this grand banquet, this grand hall?
The three of you have asked for a meeting, and you were told that the three of you should attend the courtroom on this day and this time.
In the
Okay, but like if it's every. Hold on.
It's where they hold court. It's the room
Yeah,
they
of
hold
course.
court in.
Yeah, of course it is. If there's like a
think
ton of
Erick's
people there,
definitely
though. Wait,
annoyed
if there's a
by it,
ton of people there,
I'm
though.
annoyed by it.
If there's a ton of people there, though, it wouldn't be like out of character for us to bring to walk with our 20 or 30 armed guards, right? That's like what people do, right?
You could bring your bodyguards if you wanted. That would not
Bring
be
a gold
un-
dragon. We'll be fine. Come on, who can fight us? We're gonna be fine. They're not gonna do that. It would be so stupid at this point. Like, why would they kill us now when we're moments from killing Scoria?
I'll bring Brain Gang, and you can bring Neal or Vash if you want. Neal's gone today.
Neal's gone. Don't
you-
remind me of what happened to
Can you
Neal.
take Neal off the Glacia sheet? Can you take him out of there? He's just.
He still might return. Don't touch his room. Buster.
We've seen him. Emmerich, we've seen him dead.
Where is
true. It's a
I'm
trick.
bringing. I will bring Vash. I would like to.
I'm bringing Brain Gang.
Did they level
Yeah.
up from the Glacier Adventures?
They did.
I
We
think
already
we already
leveled it up
leveled
to
them.
7.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. All right, I'm glad of that.
What do you say to Bash when you ask him to come with you?
I just say we're going to court. Let's go. It's not. Listen, these are scary times. Scoria has spies everywhere. It's good to just always be prepared to fight in case we need to be. Right?
is.
I think that's totally normal. You've been almost backstabbed in the street, brother. Do you remember when you were walking
do
with
remember.
Anton? Yeah. So I think
I
it's
remember
good.
Anton just fucking walked off on me. I do remember that.
Exactly. That's amazing. Also, brother, do you have stone skin prepared? I'm just
Well,
kidding.
no, we won't
Let's go,
go with
guys.
that. Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Wait, our stone skin might actually still be on from
from the
dragon
fight, that's
earlier.
true.
Yeah, but it depends on the timing.
No, it's been 24 hours, right?
Probably. Because
Probably.
you cast all that stuff, you went over there, you came back, you slept, you had to rememorize your spells in the morning. That takes a few hours. Meeting's not until later in the afternoon. Stone skin should be off by now.
Convenient.
I don't know why you guys are so paranoid.
I don't know either. Can we please just go and enjoy the fruits of our labor? They're clearly here to bestow glory upon us.
The only thing I'm gonna enjoy, Emmerich, is your mom.
That's your mom as well, you sick fuck.
Jesus.
Okay. And each of you is bringing one of your bodyguards with you, right?
Well,
I'm not bringing
Tyrael
a
and I are. You don't have a
Okay.
bodyguard anymore.
Shine is my bodyguard. She likes me
Great.
the most.
Shine will come in full drag.
No, I'm not bringing my. Never mind. I'm leaving Vash. I'm not bringing him. Koibu, you're fucking with my mind. I'm not bringing him. Neither is Anton. We're not bringing our
If
bodyguards.
you're not
We don't
bringing
need
him,
to.
then I won't bring
Yeah,
mine.
we don't
Yeah.
need to. We're good.
Okay.
We're ready to
Bash
go.
and Brain going are just like, what the fuck is
It's
going
that
on?
goddamn
Yeah.
amulet. It's fucking all of our minds. Okay. It's corrupting us. Let's go.
Stop blaming me.
Thank you. Brain Gang Bash, I'm sorry that you all got dressed up for this. Please go and enjoy your evening.
Okay, well, they're already
Can we come
dressed
to
up.
witness it then?
Yeah, you
Can
know
we at
what?
least
Never
come
mind.
as a-
I changed my
bringing
mind.
them.
I
They're
changed my
dressed
mind.
up.
They're dressed
As
up. If they're
guests.
ready to go, they're
As
coming with
guests.
us. They're coming with us. It makes sense.
All
No,
right,
not
all
dressed up, and they're full armor. Yeah, okay, let's go. All right, we're going to the court.
Cool.
Okay.
You head
Reminder:
to court.
Anton is in his full fucking armor. He has everything on him because he's a show of force.
Yeah.
Great. And you guys changed your rings out on your sheets, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Great. Great.
Neal.
No, it's fine. You head to court. It's It's just a normal,
It
ordinary
is
day.
normal. Before I enter court, I would like to activate my Ring of Seeing, though, just so that I can see things as they truly are, even into the ethereal if need be. Just as a thing, in case there's anything.
Before you go in the court is a very big area. Are you doing that when you step out the door, when you get to the castle?
I mean, it lasts
Give
for
me some-
30 minutes, so as soon as I get into the castle and approach the room for the court. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm immediately
Yeah.
detecting grudges as we go into the castle, and I want to know if anybody's mad at us.
I'm winking at women in the
Specifically.
crowd as I walk in. I'm lapping up the glory nail. In my fabulous
know what?
robes. Fuck it. I cast fly. I floated.
No!
I don't give a fuck.
What?
I'm floating just like
You look like
foot
a
off the
fucking
floor.
loser. People are gonna make fun of you, Emmerich.
You'll
This is
see.
the standard year 1 wizard school. As soon as they learn to fly, they're floating around everywhere, and everybody looks down at these guys as obvious wizard freshmen. Don't be that guy, okay?
Yeah, okay, you're right. I'm
Jesus
back on the
Christ.
floor.
Even I
You're
can
right,
fly,
Sterling.
Eric. It's not a big feat.
You have to turn into a bat, Anton.
I don't have to, but
Oh, okay. Looks more like gliding to me, but...
what are the grudges looking like?
Nervously, the party enters the castle. Sure enough, there are a couple of people in here with grudges against you. Not everyone in this room is your largest fan. Most of them are sort of minor. You can sense the like chafing miffedness of people who used to be higher status than you, who are now lower status than you.
Good.
Fine.
Give me a charisma check as well.
Well, just tell me you don't want to tell me. Hold on.
I want the charisma check.
Yeah, that's just not my stat. I gave that shit up.
Well, oh my
is.
god.
Oh!
You sort of recognize a face or two in the crowd somewhere. You think you might have stolen some magic items from someone in here once upon a time, but it was a long time ago, and there's like other stuff going on, and you don't really give a shit if maybe it was a bag of holding, or maybe it was a +2 sword that you took from that guy. Whatever. You're
Gives a
on
fuck.
our room,
Fuck
right?
'em.
Yeah.
The queen's not mad at us though, right? What's her grudge at?
You don't feel any grudges coming from the queen whatsoever towards anyone at all.
I got one
Uh-oh.
more
Not
question.
good. Not good.
What about the Advent family with 2 crossed swords with a phoenix riding behind it? Do I see him here? And does he have any grudges? Because the queen was mad at him, actually, a while ago.
It is I shouldn't even really be saying this, so I'm not in your head, but it's impossible that the queen has no grudges against anybody. If there's no grudges coming off her, it's because
Correct,
she's
yeah.
found a way to hide that.
I had seen her grudges before, though. But yeah, so I find it a little weird.
Well, it's very weird. Why would she be hiding her grudges now? Maybe you're on something, Stephen.
Shut up!
Sure, you are.
I punch him. I want to roll 1d16 damage.
That
I'm
was
a level
out of character.
13.
You can't punch me.
I can feel your dagger eyes digging into the back of my head.
Yes, you will see Lord Advent is here as well.
Okay. Does he have a grudge or is he good?
Yeah, he's got some grudges kind of rolling off of him. Lots of small ones, a couple of medium ones, a few large
What's his
ones.
big one?
I don't know if you can tell too much about it, other than he has like a couple of
got some big
problems with some of the folks around here. Yeah, there's a
Last
lot of
ones.
stuff going on in the room.
Bodyguards. Queen's bodyguards.
Ah, yes. I suppose they probably each have their own small issues. You can feel, petty annoyances amongst them, but you don't feel anything overwhelming. Nothing that would be
Weird.
that could be about you, right?
Okay.
Unless they're minorly annoyed with you, which who gives a shit then?
Yeah, as long as nobody's like has rage towards us, Okay, cool.
You don't feel the rage coming towards you from anyone in this room in particular, other than maybe that guy who you took a +2 sword from or a bag of holding from or whatever. Some
Fuck that captain.
up shit. Yeah,
Who cares about
Got
that guy?
right.
You guy's a loser.
The 4 of you walk down the room to blaring trumpets, announcing your arrival. A roll of red carpet is laid out before you all the way up to the steps near the throne. The queen sits in the middle, the chair for her consort empty beside her, bodyguards behind her, and beside her, clerics, spellcasters, apprentices,
I
scribes.
think we take a Neal when we come in. At least Anton will.
We don't
start
talk about
the-
Neal anymore.
Bro.
Yeah, I nudge him to get back to his feet as he starts to kneel.
Well, no, wait. We'll go up to the Queen and Neal. I imagine
Go
that's
with the Queen and you,
Yeah,
Neal.
of course.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
It's a big show of who's the fucking boss here. I think it's good for her.
True.
My dear nephews, the brothers McGarry, how good it is to see you. We have heard of your exploits in Rencor. I watched them happen and unfold through the scrying waters and balls we have in the castle. I can only assume that this beside you is her ladyship Shine, the golden dragon.
Why nod? Is Shine kneeling?
Yes, she was sort of standing beside you and takes a knee with the rest of you. She will raise her head and say, yes, my queen, I am Shine. And the queen says, so then it is true. The three of you have given up the corrupting and evil dragon-slaying weapons, and in exchange, Shine will now serve us?
She will indeed serve us.
Shine,
will serve
please,
us.
come stand beside me now.
Yeah, I'm in this.
I nod over to Shine. Go to my aunt.
Shine stands up, looks at the queen. Your Highness, I am
fuck
sworn
off.
to the McGarry brothers.
Why would you do this? You're not supposed to say shit.
You fucked us.
She can't lie. I told you.
The dragon slaying
Look-
weapons would have never talked out a turn like this. Just saying.
That's right.
The queen looks to the three of you.
Anton will give a slight smile. He couldn't keep it in.
With all due respect, the weapons were ours to give up, and this is the reward.
She looks to Anton.
If
and
no one
Tyrael.
else is going to speak, then
I think that what Imric meant to say was, we traded the 3 dragon slaying weapons, the 4 dragon slaying weapons, in exchange of Shine's servitude here, and now Shine is here to serve the kingdom. I think while she has pledged specific loyalty to us, as we were the ones that exchanged the weapons to her, I will be. I'll look to the sides. I don't think has the queen made an announcement about me marrying her daughter, or whatever. Has that been like announced?
Nothing formal
it's
has
power
been
move.
made, but
Okay.
while you're
Make it.
talking, you can notice the murmuring going on through the audience around you on all sides.
Our interests align with yours, so the matter of it is,
I think
doesn't
what
make
my
much
brothers
difference.
are trying to say is that Tyrael is marrying in to your family anyways, my queen, and he'll blurt that out.
My dear Anton, you are my family. Serving the McGarry brothers is the same as serving the queen.
There you go. That's what I was
Would you
trying
not
to say.
agree?
I would agree.
I would.
Of course.
Good. Shine, please stay where you are then.
She's fine with it.
All right, are we back at home now? Is it over? Can we do our next thing?
Well-
Anton will stand up at this. I think kneeling's done now.
Yeah, the 4 of us will
You
rise.
paid respect. You have called a meeting for my of me.
I want to
suppose
tell
you're
you what
here
you already
to-
know.
We are not here to simply report back on our success, on our great success at Rancor. We're requesting our next set of orders. Where can we best be used next?
The queen will take a stand and sort of speak, not just to the party, but to the assembled people here. Good people of Drekis, you can see that our greatest weapon against Scoria, against the murderous Mystrians, against the nefarious King Gilder, is here before us today. We have put much time, much effort, and much secrecy and stealth into raising these 3 men into the fine young people you see before you, the fine warriors that will rid our lands of the dragon menace and allow Drekis to take its position finally at the head of Arcadia. Please, assembled lords and ladies, rise and give your thanks to my nephews and to the crown. And everyone that was sitting will stand, and a round of applause will come through the chamber. A couple of people will whistle or shout in thanks. You can see your knights and guards nearby, politely clapping along.
I
with
sort
it.
of turn and bow and turn to the other side of the crowd and bow and take it in,
When the noise dies down, your aunt will say, "And look what good and faithful men we have here. One day out from grand battles, slaying, am I mistaken, was it 6 dragons?
5, but close enough.
Hard to count.
Or wait, 4?
It was 5.
I
Two
do
whites.
believe.
We start counting,
2 whites,
was
2
5.
greens, a blue, and then
The red dragon.
we got the red to fuck
yeah,
off.
the red is fled.
Slaying 5 dragons and scaring off a great red worm. And here, not one day out from their last battle, they are already back in our chamber, kneeling before us, asking for their next set of instructions on how best to serve their kingdom. Let each lord and lady present here take note on how one advances in society, how one serves their queen, and how one improves the world around them. Each and every one of you," she says, gazing across the crowd, "could take a lesson from my nephews." She takes a moment to let it sink in and makes eye contact with a couple of people specifically in the crowd.
The most disloyal ones.
Now, if you don't mind, assembled lords and ladies, we have business of war to get down to. Please, there will be refreshments brought out for everyone. Enjoy yourselves on this day of festivities, for tomorrow we set back to work. There are great tasks to be done. There are still many enemies within our borders to be slain. We will see many more of our own fall before this is all done. It will get darker before it gets lighter, but today is a good day.
Still no
Rest
grudges on the queen.
and relax. No grudges from her whatsoever. And with that, she will rise and head out through a back door, and one of the nearby bodyguards kind of goes off to the side and will gesture for the 4 of you to follow her through these back rooms, back to the war room, the map room, the area in which you have met her many times behind closed doors.
We go.
Okay.
Okay. Here we are.
You need marching order?
No, I assume that Tyrael takes the front and Imric
good.
pulls up the rear as usual.
Okay.
Shine's in the rear now.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
All the way back into one of these nice, dark, cozy map rooms. Big cushion chairs all over the place, lounging couches, small fire roaring in the hearth over here. Some refreshments brought out. Nothing fancy, sort of like dried meats, some liquor, some fresh squeezed orange juice, crackers. The 4 of you can walk in. The queen will already be seated near a table. Her bodyguards behind her. A couple of the other aforementioned generals. You'll recognize Queen Sella of Solwick here as well. Not Queen, High Princess Queen Sella.
Was that out of interest? Was the family from the Tulwicks, were they here from Outlast? Was Shelley
Nope.
here? Okay.
Shelley is not here.
They're dead.
Would have been rude. They're not dead, Anton. Just because you wish your wife was dead.
Excuse me, when I get home, I'm gonna put a baby in my wife. Okay? Got the Martha totems and everything ready.
God, how awkward is that going to be? Excuse me, my wife. My journeys may take me. We must procreate for the good of the kingdom.
Well, here we are in this room. The queen, in a much less formal situation, will motion for you to take a look at the map before you. And why don't we go take a look at the big map over here? Brothers McGarry. Shine, the gold. Is that an appropriate name by which to call you? Shine will nod. You may call me Shine, you may call me a gold, however you please, your highness. Well, do you have anything to say before we start?
Me
Just
or
the-
Are you talking to Shine or?
Just all
Oh,
three?
to all
four
of
of
us?
you.
No, tell us what you want us to do.
Only that I regret not being here, so that all this damage was allowed to happen in our absence. It's hard to look at it.
As I see it, and she will tap her finger over here on Dragon Peak. Our initial plan set out to create mighty dragon slayers out of the three of you, and it has been done. No offense, Shine. That seems to be the only task appropriate for the three of you. These other things, and she will sort of look around at the rest of the map. Enemies in Crublin, enemies in Cronwick, those are problems. But if the dragon is no more, I think our ground forces, our infantry, our generals and commanders and armies should be able to handle that somewhat. What do you see as the path to slaying Scoria?
We know that the elves have a way to our lair. They've not revealed it to us, but they've revealed that they have access to it. So that seems like a reasonable place to start.
I understood that they knew an entrance point, not that they had unnatural access.
Yeah, they understand. Well, they can get in there for one, that's more knowledge than we have right now, unless you know otherwise.
Like, Queen, I hate to say it, but I think I disagree. I think we can break the siege in Cronwick and I think Kerwick. We can break it in a matter of hours with Shine. We fly in on Dragon's back. We use the breath weapon. And we decimate our forces there. Saving hundreds of lives.
It would be a show of force. Perhaps one that's unnecessary, but...
It would indeed be a show of force. Do we wish to move our most valuable pieces? To capture a rook and a bishop, we could take the king, I think is the question. Should Scoria fall, the entire war ends swiftly. It's up to us how we wish to use our forces in the meantime. I guess ultimately it's for our queen to decide where we're best applied, but...
I think we still need to go and kill the age class 12 green dragon in... I'll point. Yeah.
Zorthas in Matava?
It's correct. It's going to be our test.
Matava is aligned with the Mystrians right now. Why would we go out of our way to slay a dragon that plagues their lands when they work against us? If anything,
we need to know if we can kill an age class 12 dragon.
I believe we can kill an age class 12 dragon. I don't think that's our worry at the moment. I think it's a matter of just getting into the lair. I think with Shine fighting alongside us.
I disagree. We've never fought an age class 12 dragon. I think that a wingless one is the perfect test. I'm without a second useful spear now.
Perhaps we're able to kill the dragon, but it costs the lives of one of us. Now we're left unable to destroy Scoria at all, no?
I would rather have you go to Valara and tear down their defenses that keep Zorthas at bay, allowing her to rampage, hopefully Valara and Yunta. That might distract the Matavans. It might cause them to redeploy or reassess. The enemy of our enemy is our friend, and while Zorthas may be a nasty, putrid green dragon of ill repute, she could aid us in fighting them. And without her wings, there's little concern for this to get out of hand.
Perhaps we could make a deal with it. Agree to destroy the the defenses of Valara in exchange for a spear or a bow. Let her know that we're doing it.
Shine will shake her head. I would not trust the word of any green dragon on that regard. No deal could be struck that you could trust.
This may seem strange, but do you think it not possible to reach out to Scoria to make her leave? Do you think that if the tides were turning enough against her, were we to break sieges or do something else, that she would simply fly away and leave these lands, knowing that she's, I guess, on a steady decline and facing inevitable defeat?
Absolutely not.
The arrogance of red dragons is legendary.
That's not just arrogance. It's well deserved, speaks up Shine. She is not some trifling creature.
The red dragon that she slew, was it stronger than Scoville and Rancor?
Similar.
How quickly did she kill it?
I was not present for the fight, but matter of minutes, I assume. Much as you saw me take on the whites, she would take on Scoville and the other.
And she'd do the same to you, given the chance?
She would try.
It's one thing to fight Scoria in a way where we can prepare, but getting there, if you'll remember, brothers, has always been more of the battle than the fight itself. I think we should put more effort into thinking about what guards surround her lair, and how would we get there. For example, perhaps we've got somewhere we could lure out her wizard, trap him and kill him, therefore he won't be there in the final battle. I doubt we'll face Scoria alone.
How do you feel about leading an army, my queen? Well, not you specifically, but figuring out our places over here, leading an army directly to the keep, and then having the forces help us move through the dangerous lands.
She stands up and goes over to the map. Show me where you mean. Which armies to which keeps to which...
So we would fix all of this area. And then we could maybe take an army up through here. I think our biggest issue now that if Scoria comes out and fights, I think that we can decimate it. However,
use the lives of 1,000 men or 10,000 men as bait to bring her out, that you may fight her in the open field.
That's not what I'm going for there. I think that Scoria won't attack us in the open field. I think her best chance is in her lair. You've already said many a times that we have the best army, and without Scoria being an issue, Mystria would be nothing.
Crumbled in a matter of days.
So she either gives up the country or she comes out to fight in a disadvantage. We could have Ballista with us. We could have
best case
wizards.
Scenario, we fight us leading it with Shine up into the Rainwood Reach, the Wormwood, which is I think where we're gonna have our most issue, is like getting through that. And then from there, I think we can handle it inside Dragon Peak.
Why not take Crownhold, if we could do that?
Generally speaking, there are two approaches to this. The direct fight, where we invade, conquer, and deal with Scoria when she comes for us. And the indirect fight, where we deal with Scoria first and conquer second. They both have their advantages and their weaknesses. I am willing... Before we decide on that front, there's the matter of, as you've said, Cronwick. It is besieged. Crublin is encircled by ships. Our own fleet has been ravished at the destruction of Coxport. So we cannot break the siege of Crublin quite so easily.
We should be able to handle that, I think, genuinely, within a matter of hours. And I think if we are going to, we should do it quick, or more word spreads about us having a gold dragon in our employ.
Freeing up the Iron Ridge would keep us whole and weaken any resources that the Mystrians may have. But
also,
I wonder, and maybe Shine can enlighten us on this, why would King Gilder conquer Cronwick? Or move to conquer Cronwick at this point in the war? Why this place? Clearly it's geographically isolated. It is difficult to reinforce for us. But what advantage does Cronwick bring for the Mystrians? She looks to Shine. Shine says, I don't know much about this area yet. I'm still learning. Let me think while I peruse the maps, and if I may speak amongst your officers about how things are. The Queen nods, and Shine will go and start talking to NPCs and examining maps. The Queen will turn to the three of you. Cronwick. Crublin. Why now? Why these places? Surely King Gilder and Scoria must have known you would return.
Well, her army's
Renport
landed
was a
on
trap
foot,
for
right?
you.
I mean, are they not the only big cities that she can get to from the water? How else would she get an army into any mainland towns. Cronwick and Kirschwick are
Bontheris is much closer, easier to march to.
You had Bontheris incredibly defended, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. But simply, just because you can conquer a city does not mean it is worth your time or effort to do so. Losses, tied up troops, vulnerable supply lines. Such an advance brings with it risks. I find it troubling that these very out of the way...
I mean, do you not have any ideas yourself? I have no clue.
My advisors have told me much the same as you, that these are the places ripe for the taking, that you should strike while the enemy's defenses are down, while our dragon slayers were gone, bringing in armies to take as much territory as possible as a strategic and advantageous move. I cannot help but to think, though, that, to use your metaphor from earlier, Scoria is playing a few moves ahead, or King Gilder is playing a few moves ahead. It's not enough to simply have these. Where does one go from here? I could see conquering the Iron Ridge in a more traditional war to gain access to steel and smelters and equip your men with the very best weapons and armor. But in a battle of dragons, I fail to see how that is the most important task. Krublin does allow you to reinforce and redeploy to the southern coast. That makes sense.
Do you think
Cronwick?
Maybe she's trying to set up a war on, I guess, 2 or 3 fronts now, and maybe talking to the Akubans? Maybe sending the Akubans over here, weakening it for them to come and take over?
How is the war in Akuba? I heard that Mystria was pushing for one side.
It appears the civil war is winding down. It looks to be that King Gilder has attacked Yatel, done much damage to it, but his force is pulled out. Syro and Zakat have been struck, conquered, one would say, overrun, looted. It's difficult to tell with scrying whether they are pressed into the rest of the kingdom or if they have just been looted and left in ruins.
Do you think that could be a play?
Towns. Could be. As you've said, the Akubans have been our enemies for centuries.
We should scry on Pike's Point. If the Akubans have anything to do with it, they'd have a build-up of forces there. It's close. To Outlast, to Whalers Bay, Cronwick.
There have been many men in Pike's Point, in and out throughout the course of the war. It's hard to see a greater build-up. And the distance from Sandashar to Outlast is not so great that one could not deploy from there.
Perhaps before we make any big decisions, maybe it'd be best to talk to the elves to see what the status is of their, I guess, entrance into Scoria's lair. If it is the case that Scoria is trying to concoct some, either desperate or complicated moves in the future, perhaps now is the best time to strike. Were we to clear out the blockades, were we to push back all of Scoria's defenses until the only thing they had left to defend were their lands, we would be fighting the most vicious fight possible as we crawl through their lands, fighting all of their forces concentrated into a single area. Perhaps with Scoria spread across the map like this, attempting to set up several fronts, attempting to bring other people into the war, now is the time when she's weakest and most able to be struck in her lair. But
I think that the issue is her lair is not guarded by mere men, it's guarded by monster.
Sure, but were we to push back all these fronts, they would be guarded by men and monster, no? There would be no other place.
Push back all these fronts, they're gonna have nowhere to go. They're gonna be dead on our end, right? We would destroy
whether
the
we
ships,
strike now or strike these places first, whatever forces are surrounding Cronwick will not be available for a defense of Mystria. If we move in now, those forces are still tied down in Cronwick, unable to redeploy. Whether we leave them or come to the rescue of our brethren does not change the situation on the ground in Mystria proper.
Would it not be worth trying to capture someone high up within Scoria's command? Might give us an idea of what their plans are. May even get a layout of the lair.
I think we're beyond the phase of the war where we're trying to interpret future plans for future moves, no?
Is that not exactly what we're doing right now?
Perhaps, have you spoken to the elves at all to figure out what kind of, I guess, bead we have on Scoria's lair?
The ambassador has been most uncooperative on revealing Elven intelligence and plans. He says it's a matter of national security and...
Perhaps I can take Shine with me and we can talk, and the elf be more willing to give some information up.
Almost certainly.
We could even just send Shine in our stead.
I think perhaps this would be an important conversation to have before we make any big decisions here. It might be the case that the elves don't feel confident at all in our ability to penetrate the lair, in which case perhaps we play this war out on the multiple battlefields before us. But if the elves feel reliable and feel confident that they can penetrate the lair, maybe that's perhaps the best thing to do now when Scoria is spread as thin as possible.
We would be foolish not to pool our resources when it comes to fighting Scoria.
Mm-hmm.
My queen, what of the great people of Wicktron or Renta? I've heard that you have a son-in-law? The man who handled the demon threat.
The cleric, Van Helsey.
Would him, and I'm sure you have more in your employ, not be able to help us venturing in or into the Wormwood at the very least? I'm not saying he goes against Scoria herself. That would probably be suicide, but we're gonna need all we can get.
My son-in-law is much like you, my nephew, tied to his deity who controls his fate more than I. I could no more command him into battle than I could command you. You clearly serve Velthara first and me second, and that is the way things are.
Are there not any other powerful warriors in your employ? I'm not worried about, I guess, him.
Certainly, and she kind of points to the bodyguards around her. Any of the men in this room could single-handedly slay practically anyone in Mystria. But if it is bodies we need, it is bodies we can find. That is not an issue. There are plenty of skillful swordsmen that we can use for the final push.
Understood. I think that we should hear Shine out on what she thinks could be going on in Cronwick, and then Tyrael should talk with the elves. And then we can finish up this conversation, it seems like, yeah?
Hearing you call, Shine will come back over and stand before the map. Tapping her finger on Rencourt. This was most clearly and obviously a trap laid for the three of you. Bait to be slain by the incoming enemy. But I don't think Scoria could have made all of these invasion plans based on the appearance of these three dragons a week or so before they happened. These must have been plans drawn up for some time. I think they must be unrelated to the dragons in Rencourt, that was a stretch objective. A red dragon like Scoria, who fears your power and stays away from these lands when you are here, is undoubtedly trying to set some sort of bait or trap for you.
Bait or trap where? In one of the sieges or in her own lair?
Likely in both.
I don't see why she wouldn't set traps in each and every place of significance.
Yeah.
She's played a defensive game, it seems, according to the officers here. She has refrained from overextending, from making foolish advances within your woods. I would expect any place you wish that would be of value for you to strike would be baited with deadly accuracy.
Well, I believe no matter what, the next step is to go and talk to the elf, the ambassador. Yeah?
That's correct.
We'll probably have to speak to that king or whoever
Maybe
is in charge.
Do you want to go alone with Shine, Tyrael?
Sure, I can go with Shine.
That's fine.
I think, says Shine one more time, wherever we go, we should send the infantry first. Only at the last moment should the three of you be the tip of the spear. Any moment up until that could be a trap or an ambush. One sprung specifically for the three of you, which by its very nature would be different than a trap or ambush necessary to slay a whole division of soldiers.
Well, I think it's going to depend highly on where we decide to go. Should we have some secret way into Scoria's lair, we're not going to send, you know, a sphere or whatever of soldiers in first to let her know where we intend to attack, right?
Scoria can take human form, I've been led to believe.
Of course.
Scoria is a capable spellcaster, I have been led to believe.
Indeed.
She has spent much of her downtime in her lair.
She has.
She looks to Imric. What does this tell you, wizard?
No doubt studying, probably preparing traps and strategies.
She shakes her head. She is ancient. She needs no more time to study. If you were at the height of your power, and you spent a year in your lair, what would you do for a year? If you were Scoria, Imric McGarry,
Yes.
what would you do? How would you prepare to fight someone who was set out to kill you, who was geared to kill you?
Creating items, custom spells. If she has a wizard powerful enough to have done that. Create items.
She certainly has. The men here say that she has used the stone skin spell. Either she can cast it herself, or she has wizards at hand which can do so.
Stone skin is one thing, but to be able to create magical items is something else.
I appreciate the Socratic questioning, but I believe what she's trying to say is that we should never expect to be able to slay Scoria in her own lair. A dragon of that age, with that much time to prepare, should never be killed by 3 people that she expects to show up in her lair to kill her, yeah?
I agree. Didn't save Azeron, but I agree in theory. This is why I personally think the idea that Anton put forth of marching an army towards, I would say, Crownhold, with us at the point. Either she comes to face us, or Gilda is captured, and the country falls, and then it's only a matter of time. She'd be isolated. Don't forget, the Mistraians are under an iron fist. They've lived in poverty because of the payments they made towards Scoria for decades. Gilda is a newcomer, and he's made this deal, but once he's gone, are you telling me that there isn't nobility within Mistria that is sympathetic to our goal?
I think the young McGarry speaks well, says Shine. I think boots on the ground, invading the enemy lands, taking piece by piece, fighting Scoria at her own game, baiting her to attack us when the ground is in our favorable situation is the safest move. In the long run, it will cost thousands more lives than if you can find and attack Scoria on your own, but it is the sure path to victory. And 1,000 lives today is nothing compared to 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 lives over the next 100 years.
The one thing I have a question is, Shine, can you get her out of the air? Because that's the one thing where you're going to struggle with.
Since giving up the
Unlikely.
Well, then a ground invasion is out of the question.
Well,
she can't touch us from the sky. She'll have to come down to deal with us.
She can breath weapon.
What's the range of the breath weapon?
90 feet? 100 feet? It's quite short.
Oh, really? I thought it was like 100 yards.
I thought it was going to be like super far. Yeah, okay.
Think of the defenses in Crownhold. If she lets us get that far, that is a point from which we could fortify.
Well, if she's at 90 feet, we should be able to fly and fight.
What if Scoria is also trained with the League of Shadows and is able to use the boulder catapult method from the sky? The
she
F-35
might,
bomber.
most likely. That's what she's been doing for
How fast is our
centuries.
fly speed?
Less than
We can do
Scoria's.
67 miles per
Well, wait, our fly speed plus haste. Does haste
Yeah.
influence the fly speed?
Haste influence movement,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Haste influences the speed that you can walk at, but your flight speed isn't how fast you can flap your arms. So
Well-
I don't think it's going to change the magic on fly.
I have a new spell which admittedly runs into magic resistance, but if it were to succeed, could slow her by 50%. Maybe even block her from easily breath weaponing.
Shine looks to you questioningly.
I also have a
could
spell.
I could show you if you'd like.
I would rather you not cast magic upon me. What spell is it?
It's known as Bigby's Forceful Hand. We'll summon a large, gargantuan-sized hand that will interpose itself between me and Scoria. even the largest and mightiest of creatures will be slowed. Anyone smaller than that, merely pushed aside, restrained.
Can it be damaged by a dragon fire?
Yes, but it has the same health pool as myself, and given this amulet, that means it's quite sturdy.
Is it affected by your resistances?
No. But if she's to use her breath weapon to destroy the hand, this gives us opportunity.
She's used her breath weapon. I assume that she has to slow down. I asked Shine questioningly.
Not quite.
Not really.
You can easily soar over a patch of land and breathe fire on a large gout before you.
Has to be a way we could bring her out of the air if we're prepared. Be it magic or physical.
We can think about that as Tyrell and Shine go and talk to the Elven ambassador, I think, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it not
Queen
possible, Shine, that your breath weapon alone would be enough to bring her out of the sky? Damage her enough that she can't continue to fly at full pace?
I don't know if she can use her breath weapon on Scoria, no?
Gas breath weapons mid-flight will just be blown away.
Yeah.
Completely useless. You need still conditions, preferably on the ground, certainly not in the air. The Queen will tap on Rencor on Cronwick and Crublin. These two places are still of some concern. Each day we delay, the battle the siege continues. Cronwick should have food for at least a month, but beyond that, I don't know. Whalers Bay, already captured, is probably not facing any worse off than the first days of their invasion. Crublin is less well stocked for food. We have maybe a week before they start to run out.
You're right that it's probably a trap, but what could be a bigger trap than 5 dragons? We should go there, we should lift the siege, if nothing to save the people that may die in between then and now, and to make us look strong, to make your rule
One thing
look
that
strong.
wasn't accounted for as well was, I'll point towards Shine, when the trap was laid. These have been laid months in advance. There's no possible way she could have foreseen this.
She could not foresee me joining your ranks. That is certainly true. She could not have foreseen these dragons coming, nor trapping Rencor. These are true. I am curious about the traps that she has been working on, not the ones that have been improvised last minute by an additional flights of dragons.
Correct, and the one that she's laying didn't account for you. So
It did not.
we want to attack it as soon as possible, I would assume then. So the traps don't change? The first thing that must happen is you must go talk to the Elven ambassador.
Let us do so then.
Okay. Can I have like some time to learn a spell or not? Like, have we got a week, or are we moving as soon as we've had this conversation?
No, I think we're
moving like tomorrow.
Like today, I could try to talk to the Elven ambassador. We're moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we take our first break, and when we come back, we'll talk with the elves.
We'll be back.
And then they died.
True. Based. We'll see you guys. Oh, no, we won't.
Amric and Anton, as Tyrell's on his way, I guess, to talk to the Elven ambassador, are probably talking about ways to bring the dragon out of the sky. And Anton posits that he could maybe cast the gate spell and get a super powerful being from another plane to come through and help them.
I can't say that I understand your clerical magic, but who knows what could come through that gate. There's worse things than Scoria out there. You sure it would be something good?
Whatever it is, it's through Velthara's will, so I would assume.
I assume the goddess of vengeance would give us
Worse-
something helpful.
Well, yeah, she's cool with me. Worst
Yeah,
case,
I'm sure there's no vengeance that some other creature out there might want to enact on your plane that she could kill two birds with one stone with.
He did this with the queen
Worst
to make you
case.
paranoid. He wants you to do
He
it,
did,
bro.
yeah.
Don't let
I
him fuck
know
with
he
you
does.
like this. He knows it's a
worst
good
case,
idea.
Emmerich, if the being starts fucking around, we either A, slay it, or you have your magic resistance negation spell, correct?
Yep.
I quest the being to go and help us kill Scoria.
Sounds like it could be useful. It's risky, but if we're all
Probably
three there,
consult
then
Tyrael
I'm-
first. All three of
Absolutely,
us
we
and the
sh-
Golden Dragon, we could handle anything that came through.
Okay, wait. What? So what is this idea now?
just summon a random monster from anywhere in the multiverse.
Why?
What it seems like in the spell, because we need a way to get Scoria out of the air. Whatever this monster is, probably can help out. It's
That
also
sounds like the most
It's also a
random
really cool spell.
That sounds like a rolling a D100. I've heard such people have
no,
these
no.
dice, and then hoping that it lands on one number that will give us the creature we need. No.
I think I could, given time, I could make a custom spell for the purpose of bringing a dragon out of the sky. Maybe something like the web spell, but reinforced.
Let's seek the guidance of the
power.
elves, and then we'll go from there. We'll see
agree,
what
let's
they
seek
say.
the guidance of the
If they have nothing for us, then who knows?
Are all four of us going to the elves, or just
I think it's just Tyrael and
Tyrael.
Shine.
Tyrael and Shine.
great?
It is
The
great.
two of you can head on over to the Elven Ambassador's place over here. You'll see that there are soldiers guarding the walls, blah, 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 big tree. You've been here many times before. We don't need to dwell on it. Shine will come with you, still in human form, to speak to the Elven Ambassador, who will recognize her pretty much right away upon the door opening, and give a quick and dip bow of his head. "Gracious creature Shine," he says in the common tongue before switching over to Elven and purring on for a minute or two with his eloquent and gentle language. Shine will respond in Elven as well, and the two of them, I guess the three of you, will walk towards the tree, leaving Tyrael slightly awkwardly out of the conversation as the two of them chat in Elven for a few minutes.
It's not awkward at all. I'll just chill. While these
Great.
rude knaves
They
talk amongst themselves.
The ambassador will sit down on the other side of his desk inside the tree house. Shine will sit on your side. There are 2 chairs pulled out already waiting for you. Conveniently, only 2 chairs. And the Elven Ambassador will switch back to the common tongue. Tyrael McGarry, I was present for your celebration and honor earlier today, although I was unable to stay for the feasting. Congratulations on your latest adventures. And I am furthermore impressed to see that your younger brother has rethought his ways. Perhaps the presence of our dear friend Shine here has caused him to change the color of his armor. Or the type.
Well, what can I say? You know, we get along with dragons more than we used to, or hopefully we're beginning to. Sorry that I missed you at the celebration. Unfortunately, time is short. I've come to speak business with you.
Please.
In the past, it's just the 3 of us, right?
Just the 3 of you and whatever little forest gnomes are hanging around upstairs.
You said there were 2 chairs. Who's sitting right now, or are all 3 of us standing?
You and Shine on one side of the table, Ambassador on the other.
Is she sitting on my lap, or is she standing?
No. There's 2 chairs on your side of the table.
Oh, I understand.
Ambassador
Okay.
has his own.
Gotcha. Okay, you made it. Jesus. Okay, just making sure. I didn't need to roleplay something different. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So in the past, you've spoken that the elves were able to gain access to Scoria's lair somehow, and were able to threaten her if she were to try to make a move. And now that you said that your forces have been scattered recently, caught up in different conflicts, but do you think this is still the case?
Yes. We have our ways of getting there. They have not always proved successful. I think last we spoke, I told you of a bait and switch and trap in which many brave elves lost their lives.
So we were talking amongst ourselves, and I now come to you as a man that has been in many dragons' lairs. It might seem a tad foolish to try to approach a dragon of this age class that has had so much time to prepare for us in her lair. So I'm curious, I just have a couple questions in terms of dealing with Scoria on an open field. Do you have any way which you can ground this dragon once she's come out to fight? Does she normally prefer to fight in the air? Have you ever fought with her outside of her lair? Or
No, we've never battled against her directly. Demi-shadow monsters, illusions, a couple of brave mercenaries with spells, but our preferred method is quite indirect.
I understand. Do you have any intelligence for as to what kinds of things might lure Scoria out of her lair? Or how reliable are you able to track once she's left? Do you know how she normally leaves?
I thought our methods were reliable, until the aforementioned bait and switch and trap and kill, in which she used well-constructed illusions to convince us that she was not home.
So, sorry, but time is short. I don't mean to be so blunt. It seems as though your methods of dealing with Scoria have essentially lost their effectiveness then. Am I safe to assume that?
We have hit a roadblock. I do not think that means they have diminished in effectiveness, only that we must redouble our efforts and be more careful. I do expect the company here is safe. Ildreth and Slagmire are not too far apart. We have plans to capture some of her officers that have made their way to Slagmire. Those that might know more about the inner workings of her lair. Feign an attack on Slagmire, or feign intelligence that we are coming to Slagmire. Let them redeploy there, capture officers, investigate the wormwood through stolen enemies. Our people are quite adept at entering dreams and probing the minds of the enemy.
Is it too much to ask of the elves for some sort of coordinated assault? Were we to try to march an army up through... we think Gilderoy is in Crownhold, right? Mm-hmm. Were we to attack Crownhold to try to capture Gilderoy... Gilderoy? Gildenroy?
Gilroy.
Gilroy.
Gilder.
Gilder.
Oh.
Gilder. King Gilder. Perhaps coordinated with your attack on Slagmire, we could accomplish something there between the two of our forces.
I suppose we were hoping for more of a feint, a distraction, and a capture rather than a full-fledged assault.
Perhaps your feint and capture would go more successful while we do a full assault on Crownhold then. It would be something to ensure the success and safety of your soldiers, yeah?
Yes, and we if it means the downfall of Scoria, we would commit troops. We would commit our people to open battle, if they can be convinced. I think I mentioned last time we spoke that our military structures are not the same as yours. All people are volunteers following their own instructions and commands. Everything is decided as a group. It is not so much a chain of command as it is a net of coordination. But it is sellable, to some at least.
I understand. Well, I think that this war is drawing down into perhaps its final weeks, if not final days, depending on what happens soon. Is there anything you think might be important for us to know before we begin drawing up our final battle plans for what might be the final battle or two before we draw Scoria out of our lair to fight?
May I ask you what your approach is? Will you uprun Mystria, conquer each and every town, surround Dragon's Peak, and attack her from there? Is that the solution?
Not entirely sure yet. Capturing key points of Mystria to bring the kingdom down might be nice, but I think our main problem right now is we don't have a way to fight Scoria out in the open, and we don't seem to want to fight Scoria in her lair. So dealing with Scoria directly seems to be our biggest roadblock. Could probably lure her out. Were we to capture Crownhold, were you to capture important intel out of Slagmire, but I'm not sure what we do once we've got her out of her lair, assuming we can even bring her out of it.
There's one important distinction that I think you should know if you do not already. Our people have very little problem with the kingdom of Mystria. Our problems are with Scoria the Great. Is that understood? We have no use to capture Slagmire or Foghaven.
Yeah, we have no desire for you to help us hold. We're not looking for you to hold cities or siege cities or capture towns.
Good.
Just
as long
right
as
now,
you're not asking us to slay, to siege cities, destroy them, and fight against humans.
Of course not.
It's not our...
It would be a foolish use of elven talent anyway, yeah.
Perfect. I'm glad we're in agreement on that. I will ask... our coordinator, our spy master, about how much they're willing to share with you on our ways in and out of Dragon Peak.
Does Shine crush the chair?
No, we
talking
said that
to
she has like mass problems related to teleportation, but I don't think she actually weighs that much.
Yes, yeah, she's not walking around like putting all of the weight of a dragon in the square footprint of a human.
That's good.
Okay. Well, Shine, do you think there's anything else that might be of importance?
Great elven ambassador, wise man of many hundreds of years. What do you think are the greatest weaknesses of the Magari brothers? If you and your people were to fight them, and I know you may have answers to these that you may not wish to give, but in desire for mutual cooperation to bring down Scoria the Red, how would your people go about killing Tyrael, Anton, and Imric? The elven ambassador sits back and ponders for a moment. It's a very good question. Most humans can be baited in one way or another, charmed or tricked into splitting up, to spreading thin. I don't know about the three of them, though. Everywhere they seem to go, they go together. That is one of their great strengths. I would look at mechanical differences. They are capable fighters, but some simple magics can still completely overwhelm even experienced fighters when applied appropriately. I would position them in terrain that does not benefit them, take away their ability to move, and use mundane methods to bring their demise. Simply a pit of water with a grate over it that they can be trapped into and drowned is a very useful method of killing humans. No amount of magic, save water breathing, will prevent you from drowning yourself. A pit, acid, and if they are with you, knocking them out of the sky. I would look for the methods that do guaranteed death and damage that cannot be escaped and just need to be set up just right.
I know,
Shine
man.
looks to you.
Interesting. As he speaks beneath my table, I will lightly finger each of the rings that I'm pretty sure I have that would counter every single one of those scenarios. But okay. I touched my ring of feather fall, my ring of water walking, my ring of sustenance, but whatever. Fuck this elven god.
Water walking is not water breathing.
Well, I would never fall in the water, Koibu. I would just walk on top of it.
Good.
Does a ring of sustenance give you oxygen?
I think it is food and
Might just be
water,
food and
but
water.
not
Okay.
air.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure we got some
double-check
ring of
that.
water breathing somewhere. No worries. No, I don't need to check. It's fine. But okay.
Cool.
I know.
With that, then, he says, I'll get information as best as I can for you, but you know our people, we take quite some time to make up our minds and to meet. It may be some weeks before I can relay information to you.
Well, if that is the case, perhaps next time I'll talk to you. I'll be wearing armor adorned with Scoria scales instead. I guess we'll see.
I pray to all the gods that is true.
I nod and I stand. Are we good to leave?
Many blessings upon you, Tyrael Magari. May you bring down Scoria the Red and have more patience and wisdom than most
We would have
of
asked
your
you
people.
Was there something
in
I
the
missed?
past, I think. Yeah, can you see if they can get us a bow or a spear for trading purposes?
Oh, I guess I can ask again. Do you have any items to trade?
Specifically bow and spear. But yeah.
Bone
Again,
spear, arrows.
if you're
something to grab
trying
on.
to trying to attack in the next few weeks, there's nothing we can do for you in that time. We move far more slowly than you. Much discussion, scattered people, few people over a large area.
Okay. All right. I nod.
Are you not riddled with magical items? Magic bows and spears and potions and axes and swords and rods and rings?
We do indeed have a lot of items, but nothing to bring down a dragon.
We have nothing of that kind either.
We'll figure it out. We appreciate the help thus far, though.
If there's anything we can do, please let us know.
Of course.
And you're dismissed.
Okay, can
Walks you
I
out.
chat with Shine on the way back?
Totes.
I want to ask Shine firstly. So I'm curious. You vanished off with those dragon weapons. Of course, I would never ask for them back, but I'm curious. Did you actually destroy them?
She stays quiet for a little while as you walk. Let's say I did. What then?
Merely a passing interest. All we've done thus far is kill dragons. We don't really know much about you or what you do, and all of our encounters thus far have been pretty adversarial, save for this relationship now. So I do have some level of interest in how you relate to this plane and what you do. I've heard many tales of those dragon weapons, and obviously those weapons told us many a great thing about dragons, but yeah, I was merely curious. You don't have to answer if you're not comfortable with it.
Great magics are difficult to destroy. Extremely so. They have ways of preserving themselves. A simple breaking of a spear of such magnitude is unlikely to result in its permanent and timeless destruction.
We know how to get rid of them.
I'm guessing out of character what Koibu is saying is that a rust monster destroying the sword would probably rematerialize at a different time in some other place or whatever there could be, maybe something like that. That's what I'm guessing. That's why things like this are commonly sealed away instead of just broken and tossed aside, right? Okay, I nod. Makes sense. So something I'm curious about. The elf was right that we do have a lot of magical weapons. However, we are missing a couple key things, especially something our wizard could use, especially a sort of bow that might be able to help us ground that dragon. Earlier I asked you if you'd heard of this lady, Senegal. Apparently she's one that does trades with dragons. Do you know if there's any type of way somebody like you could get her attention to do any trades on our behalf? We have a literal armory of magical weapons of great value that she may or may not be interested in, along with some more obscure magical items that she may or may not be interested in. Is there any way perhaps for you to signal her for a trade?
Anyway, yes. But, my dear friend here, Mulgari, it is, again, a matter of time. If you wish to strike Scoria in the next few days or weeks, there is no point in reaching out to Senegal. It may take weeks or months to be able to get her attention, and then weeks or months after that in order to set up such introductions. Creatures, people, whatever she is, like her, tend to move slowly and carefully. At that level of the game, at that amount of power, each step must be very carefully taken and assessed. There's no way we could be speaking to Senegal, let alone hiring her for anything, in less than 6 months.
I nod my head, I understand. And then I ask you for your honest opinion. Of course, I wouldn't expect anything less. Given what you've seen the three of us achieve thus far, do you think there's any chance that we could stand toe-to-toe with the Red Dragon Scoria within our own lair? Or do you think that's a hopeless endeavor?
If anyone can do it, it is the three of you. Any chance? Absolutely. Would I bet my hoard on it? Not yet. There is much to be learned, and your people are hasty. If I were you, I would wait. I would free my lands. I would take time to find out everything I could about her. I would wait until I had a full spell list of hers, and her minions. I would find out the age and species of her primary spellcasters. I might wait for them to die of old age or find times to pick them off. I would slowly rip her apart piece by piece, taking away each support until she stood alone. That is how I would do it. But that might take 40 years or 60 years, and I know your people do not wish to wait that long.
I understand. I appreciate your counsel. Thank you so much. I think back to my two brothers we go.
Back to the brothers we are.
Yeah.
To no surprise,
Well,
once again, the elves have been relatively useless. What do you have for us?
Really? What did they say? At least they spoke.
What elves
to
are,
us, Tom.
Tyrael?
They spoke of plans of being able to capture some generals or somebody important in Slagmire, I think, perhaps to interrogate for information relating to what woods? What were they called? The Deep Woods?
Wormwoods?
Wormwoods, yeah.
It makes sense. I feel like this is something we should look to do. Find someone who has knowledge and interrogate them magically.
Perhaps.
Foolish to not to, after everything we've been through.
Here is the question, I guess. The question is do we want to strike quickly at Scoria, or do we feel that we have the resources and morale as a kingdom to slowly and carefully whittle the war down for another year or two till we've conquered every part aside from her mountain peak, and then take the fight to her then? What do you think? Or is this a question we ask the queen?
I think the absolute worst case scenario is we go too quick and we die, and then everybody here will die.
I
I
agree.
think going slowly, methodically, sadly is the best plan. I don't want to do this for 20 years, but I think 5, 10 years, I wouldn't mind sticking around with you guys more.
I do
Chuckles.
agree that we should move cautiously. I think moving too quickly would be a mistake. Moving too slowly may be a mistake as well. Yesterday it was 9 dragons showing up out of nowhere that we weren't ready for to deal with. Who knows what treachery that Scoria could rot from some portal or some other dimension in the future might turn the tides in her favor. Perhaps the lands of Akuba, once their war is settled, join a certain side, or some other group. Maybe somebody from Solom comes. It does get scary as these things draw out, but I suppose it depends on where the tides are turning for any particular conflict.
We don't have to go to the extremes, right? We could do something in the middle. We don't have to take 10 years.
Of course.
I can't help but thinking of King Gilda. What happens to Mystria if he were to die? Maybe we don't need to conquer Mystria to isolate Scoria and LA. Maybe we just need to turn them against her.
If we capture King Gilder, what would we expect to happen next? Would they not just nominate the next king, the next person of the royal line? Would Scoria not
Scoria would
ascend
throw
herself?
someone else in.
Yeah.
Well, Scoria didn't choose King Gilda, and a monarch requires the affirmation of the nobles beneath them. And don't forget, King Gilda is new to the throne. His family have not ruled Mystria before.
Sure, but are the nobles in that kingdom likely to turn against Scoria, knowing that she would probably burn their entire families alive?
I don't know.
Maybe if they had some hope of Dracissians.
Exactly. If they
Maybe
truly
we
believed
moved
that
in
we could
far
win.
enough, if we moved in far enough, maybe even the Mystrians would start turning against Scoria.
Would it not make sense for us to speak with Gilda, or speak with maybe the greatest challenger to his throne?
Well, I think the most important thing is whether or not Mystria felt as though Drekis were a reliable pillar to build upon. Do they feel like we could represent them? Should Scoria attack in retribution for them being disloyal to her? That would be the most important thing. Do we feel like our kingdom is in a position to provide that security guarantee?
I think at some point we will be, but I think that
look when half the map is scattered with battles amongst our cities that have been destroyed recently by Scoria. I don't know if Mystria would feel too keen to join in on that.
Probably not right now, no. But maybe with our gold dragon. It seems like we want to take this. Oh, go ahead.
The situation in Akuba was said that was winding down, yes?
That's what she said, yeah.
What exists in Akuba past that? The new regime that's coming up? Are they loyal to Drekis or are they loyal to Mystria?
Sounds like King Gilda influenced the war enough that his side was winning. Or maybe I misread that.
Not sure. Think we need to ask.
Because perhaps if that's a conflict that's sitting on a knife's edge, we could be the difference to show up there apply a little bit of pressure and make sure that the side that represents our interests are the ones that rise to the throne. And then we would have the forces of Akuba behind us for any future conflict with Scoria, no?
Wasn't it Scoria's top general that was leading the attack into Yatel? We could kill two birds with one stone like that.
Absolutely.
Turn the war in our favor and capture someone for incredible intelligence.
What about Cronwick and
Like you said, I think we can clear that up in hours. We go there. I don't think there's any need for Shine's breath weapon. It's likely to kill civilians. It's just going to be some mages.
Well, it's a siege, right?
I think something we
soldiers.
need to keep in mind when we talk about like clearing these up in a matter of hours, right? Out of character. So like on a battle map with like 20 soldiers, we can kill all of them. But if these are sieges with like hundreds or thousands of soldiers, I don't think we win those fights technically, right? We're not like Greek gods. I don't
Not
think
us, but the breath weapon from this dragon should do literally what Scoria did, just literally fly in and just kill everything.
Yeah, but
It's not hundreds of thousands of soldiers again. This is small scale. It's like a few thousand people.
Is it?
Koibu?
When we're talking about areas like Cronwick, there's going to be thousands, less than 1,000, somewhere in that thousands ballpark soldiers. And depending on specifics of deployment, if they're all clustered together in one little pile and Shine can arrive before they can kill her or fend her off, that could probably kill most of them pretty quickly. But if they're scattered out over a wide area, then she can only hit a few small sections with a breath weapon at a time, and it won't be particularly effective. So,
how many
Give me time to
soldiers?
research a spell. I could kill hundreds of soldiers in a single casting.
How many soldiers fit on a single ship? Like if they're coming over with 1,000 soldiers, is that going to be like 5 ships worth of soldiers, or is it going to be like hundreds of ships with like 10 or 20 soldiers each?
it could happen in both ways, right? Are we doing a Dunkirk here, or do we have like a huge carrier full of huge troop carrier?
Yeah, I guess that's
you would expect probably like maybe 100 people on a boat,
because
in addition to the people who operate the boat.
If we could take an army with the 3 of us leading it and free that peninsula, if we can like drive the forces back to like Krublin or something, and then they're all getting on ships and leaving, we could just use Shine then to go and destroy the ships. So we've basically
act like we don't have Shine anymore.
Yeah, we've basically herded them because they shouldn't. No, fuck.
I think that they do know now.
I think it was a big mistake to
everybody.
bring Shine to that fucking meeting
agree,
with the Queen. What a stupid fucking moron. I can't believe she had us do that publicly. Because we could, fuck, never mind. Because now they know Shine's with it. But even so, regardless, if we can herd them all to like the south of that peninsula so that they all have to escape via Krublin if we move quickly, if we rally them all into a few boats or ships and then they're trying to go away, or even if it's like 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 ships, Shine could just breath weapon all of these and destroy them. There's no way that these ships are going to be equipped with like anti-dragon ballistas or something like that.
No, absolutely not. Why would they have that when they're following Scoria, the dragon?
Yeah.
They would just turn.
Yeah.
They're going to have no dragon defenses because why would Scoria give her own people
Well,
that?
don't forget the cities there will have been equipped with dragon defenses. They could have taken them. They could have
Obviously
reaped
not enough,
missions.
Emmerich. If anything, the dragon would destroy those key points when she's coming in.
Sure, I'm just saying they could have ballista. They probably do.
Well, not on their ships, right?
Not on their ships, definitely not.
Probably
You
not,
could
no.
put a couple of light ballista on a ship.
Yeah, but I'm
One on the prow, one on the bow.
yeah. There's no way that she's good. I believe this. Okay,
Yeah, I think that.
can we go back to let's make a meeting with the Queen and let's talk about this.
Fore and aft, not prow and bow. Those are the same place.
So if we were wanting to do this just before the meeting, we would want to go up like this way, bring an army down, and move them down, correct? And then come in?
Is there not an army and out? We take an army from Outlast and we march down all the way to Krublin, freeing everything along the way.
Yeah.
We could do that, but we could also hit Krublin first, because Krublin has a fuckload of ships surrounding it already. They're already on ships.
Wait, the enemies are, or
But then all the enemy soldiers will flee into the front hall plains and we'll lose sight of them. If we come in from the top, like you said.
But what I'm saying is we blitzkrieg the bottom, we kill all of their ships that are encircling Krublin already, we destroy them, and then we can start moving from the top down because they won't have ships to leave unless they're leaving from like Cronwick, right?
Yeah, I know, but I thought that like the easy way to do it would be like if we're marching a significantly large enough army from Outlast to the south, and like we do like Whalers Bay and they see us coming, eventually they're going to have to move everybody from Cronwick to Crublin and then from Crublin into ships, and then we blow the ships up. If we blow the ships up instead, then we're going to be fighting till every last man standing, basically, because they're not going to be on ships to be blown up. They're going to be ready to fight. I agree.
Shine could hide away on maybe that small island here.
She doesn't have to hide out. She can literally just come with us as a person. She could dress up in normal clothes and just hang out like with the army.
Well, no, because they may start fleeing the second we invade Whalers Bay.
Yeah, but if they start fleeing, she flies and goes, right?
What happens if we go from Outlast all the way down, we get to Whalers Bay, and they start like leaving on ships like that? Then we just
then Shine blows the ships up there. Yeah.
Okay, and then we have to. Another question. Say we just blitzkrieged all the spots in like a few hours, right? They're gonna be scattered. They're gonna be damaged like a motherfucker. Couldn't we just then fuck off and send our army in to deal with it? We kill all of their ships. You can't hide ships.
Wait, are you talking about like you, me, and Imric? Just the three of us blitzkrieging?
Basically, what I'm talking about is Shine killing all these things. So Shine flies in, handles all of the ships at Crublin. We then fly to Cronwick, handle all the ships there, handle the big forces who are clustered together. Then our army could go and deal with it. We would kill the majority of people. We would kill all of their ships so they can't leave, and then we are good to go do other stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we could. I guess I don't know what is the general.
I don't know what the best way is. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the general status is. So I'm trying to think of like the least amount of our troops lost as possible. Mm-hmm. So the least amount of our troops lost as possible is if we have a strong attack going from Outlast to Whalers Bay and we move methodically, we will destroy and clean almost everything with very minimal loss. Because we're not blitzkrieging, we're moving methodically. And the goal is they want to minimize losses, and they know that they're not going to win getting funneled into that peninsula. They're fucked, right? They're going to want to retreat at a port either in Crublin or maybe in Wales, but whatever. But they're all going to want to retreat. Once they're all retreating, Shine is super effective because she can destroy tons of ships with almost no troop engagement there. If it was the case that we blitzkrieg all the ships down in Crublin, if we blow those ships up, then every man on this peninsula needs to be killed in man-to-man combat. They're fighting to the last.
Do we know that are these Scoria's troops or are they Mystery's troops?
Mystery troops.
They may surrender.
Keep in mind if we... Oh, sorry.
If they're backed into a corner with no hope of escape,
this is going to sound like a little bit fucked, okay? There are thousands of troops here, okay? They might surrender, but do we want 2,000 prisoners of war that we'd now have to feed and house and take care of, or do we just? Well,
I see that. But think about what we were just talking about: turning the Mystrains against Scoria, returning thousands of troops alive, along with probably some important generals and nobles. It's an opportunity that we won't get easily.
If we go the ground invasion, that's probably what Scoria expected originally, which she probably has traps for. She didn't ever expect the Golden Dragon to come.
Well, there's no way she has traps for like whole armies, right?
I have no idea.
I've never heard of that
but before. I don't know, but this is what she's like planning on, probably.
I don't know what she's... I have no idea what she's planning on right now, how that goes.
I have no idea either. I just know that she didn't plan for a Golden Dragon to be on our side. I'm cool with whatever.
I think we should gather an army at Outlast, march south, and make it clear to the troops we engage what we're doing, and that we'd accept their surrender. Let them know that Shine waits for their ships, that there's no escape by sea nor by land.
Okay, I might be like, this is going to be something I'm going to fight on as Tyrael for the entire time, and it might just be my paranoia, but I think that Shine should be moved as a relatively secretive asset. We never announce ahead of time where she's going to go. Because if my understanding is that if we're in a place where Scoria comes out and Shine is there, Shine is 100% going to die. And we're fucked. That's what it seems like.
If she's on her own, yes.
Well, but like on her own might be, if we're standing on shore like 500 yards away, she's blowing up ships, and then Scoria somehow appears, she's going to have spells casted on her, she's going to be ready to kill shit, and there's nothing we're going to be able to do. We can watch and rule lawyer, but she's going to die. There's like, no, we're going to be fucked. So I want to be really careful about, like, I think Shine should be deployed as like a secret asset that comes out, blows shit up, and then blends back into the army, rather than like, our most important asset here, our dragon Shine is here, like, we're going to come blow you up, just, you know, like, I think that we should always try to avoid doing that.
I understand what you're saying, but I just think it's preferable if we don't have to kill these 1,000 men. If they could surrender to us, that's far better. I do see what you're saying, though.
Mm-hmm. I just, when are we ever giving them back?
Well, I think it's a good starting point for negotiation. Who knows? There could be someone from the former ruling family here.
Do
No
we really want to
way.
be feeding thousands of men when we're
Yeah, that's
probably
just,
having
like,
issues right now feeding
It's
our
so
own?
much, and if we could just kill them all, it's so much easier.
Emmerich, these people chose their side.
Did they?
If they wanted to,
Remember-
each ship could just flee by now.
Ignore whatever Claire's about to say, but what were you going to say,
Yeah,
Koibu?
The Geneva Conventions have not been written yet.
Oh,
You do not have to
absolutely
keep
true.
prisoners.
Just kidding, based.
Don't ignore him.
No, I bet there is some back and forth understanding of how prisoners are to be treated, if for no other reason because you don't want your own prisoners to get
Especially
fucked.
nobility.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you should capture nobles, but you know the common soldiers on the ground.
Well, then that's what we
No
should
reason
do.
you can't kill them all. Even if they surrender, you could just have Shine come and breathe fire on them.
Okay, me and Anton are on different sides of this, Emmerich. What do you think? And then we'll go present this to the queen.
What are you saying, Anton? Blitzkrieg the boats?
I think what we should do is we should blitzkrieg all of the boats, kill the armies outside of Cronwick. This would be with Shine, not just the 3-man army. And then we can send a huge army from Outlast to go and handle literally everybody. My main reason is I'm afraid that if we lead the army, that is what Scoria would have expected and would have some sort of crazy trap that I have no idea what it could be. We'll let the army handle the wreckage, and we can go off and do other stuff. Like destabilizing Matava or destabilizing whatever this area is.
I don't like to brag about it too much, but sorry. My power has grown recently. I know you think Shine's breath weapon could destroy many of these soldiers, but given the chance, I
Sure, your
could
cloud kill would be
slaughter them
useful.
by the hundreds, not just cloud kill. What if we were to do as Anton says, blitzkrieg the boats, attack the defenders or the sieges at Cronwick, whilst at the same time the Tulwicks lead an army from Outlast to cut off escape via land. We trap the Mistrain soldiers between us and between the army from Outlast, forcing their surrender. We
could do
ships
it,
to
but there's no
guard
guarantee they're
Whalers
surrender.
Bay.
I think we could do that, but the only thing is that might result in far more losses on our side because they might fight to the last man. Keep in mind that these guys are fighting on behalf of Scoria. Who knows what Scoria has told them? They might not think we're taking any prisoners at all. Who knows? Especially if we've got a dragon on our side that they now know we have. They might just decide to fight to the last man. And if that is the case, the losses on our side are going to be much heavier than they need to be. But we could just present both these options to the queen and see what she lends herself to.
I find it unlikely the Mistrain soldiers will fight to the last. Perhaps if they were Scoria's personal army. I mean, I don't know, but
I mean, have they not
Present to the
already?
Queen. Let's present
think
to the
our
queen and the
soldiers-
military generals.
Sure. We're meeting with the queen.
while this is going on, Neal, I want to sending a message to Balorian. I'll say, Balorian, it's Imric Magari. I know the last time we spoke, it ended poorly. I've seen the error of my ways. The Dragon's Bane weapons are no more. Could we meet?
That just sounds like a trap.
I'm sure she knows.
No, she should
Or-
know, actually. Yeah, that message should have, reverberated throughout the dragon plane or something, I would imagine. Because they can feel those weapons, right?
Meet me outside Yatel in 1 week's time. Come alone.
Alone? As in alone?
Yatel. After I get the message back, I will crystal ball Yatel. Just to see how it looks. 25, that should work.
That should just about do it. You can see that Yatel is fine-ish. You know, there's clearly some damage, but nothing is smoking anymore. Some areas are being restructured and rebuilt. Looks good. Looks peachy. No flags of Mystria, no flags of Drekis, lots of flags of Akuba. Should be
Okay.
fine.
Sure, alright. In a week's time, okay. Well, let's ask the Queen, but I
We
think
meet with the queen and the generals.
whatever happens here, it's going to take some time to organize, right?
Maybe. Might not. I mean, we've already got armies mobilized across the map anyway. Maybe this could be done quite quickly. Depends. We'll find out. Oh, you're trying to learn a spell or whatever?
I just got a good spell for mass killing shitter guys.
Okay. We'll ask the queen and we'll see how long they think the things are. Don't tell
Death.
Koibu. Fuck.
Death spell.
Gabriel, do you think we're at the stage in the game where I should mark Scoria for vengeance so we can know where she is at all times?
Not yet, in case we decide to go after our generals or something. And Shine here says that she can feel, I think, the presence of other dragons approaching, so...
Just to point out how I think it's worth me learning it, this spell can kill 4d20 like level 1 things without a save in a huge area.
That is 42 hit dice worth of creature, no save.
It can also kill d4 level 8 things without a save.
Jesus.
So like knights or wizards or
D4
something.
level 8 things?
Yeah.
What's the spell?
Without
Death. Arc Summer's not going to be happy with you knowing that one.
Well,
Don't
it's in
tell
the
her.
evil spell book that I've been carrying around all this time.
I think that's worth waiting. Let's talk to the queen.
We'll talk to the queen and see what the plans are, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, also, in the meantime, I'll chat with Shine. You know, I feel as though I've leveled up on these adventures. I feel like I could become proficient in another thing. Is it possible that one could craft a saddle for a dragon? And is that a skill one can learn?
Yes, it has been done in ages past, and it shall be done in ages hence.
Is that seen as an insult to you, or is that something that...
No. The insult is when your rider kicks you in your ribs and tries to treat you like a horse. But it only makes sense if we are to work together that we act as a single unit in coordination. I would not let you put reins in my mouth, but we could work. You could ride. I could fly.
And multiple people
if
ride?
you trust me. Yes.
If we've all got a non-weapon proficiency, it makes sense for
We
us
all
all to
do.
take
It
dragon
makes sense,
riding.
yeah.
Absolutely, I think
Well-
we should do it.
Such a skill will take time to learn. It's not like I have a slot, I get it today, right now.
No, okay.
Appreciate that, but like I think we could put it down. We get the saddle. We then begin riding Shine, and then over some time we'd get the proficiency right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
I'm
it
cool
would
with
take dedicated practice. So if you are going to be killing time, so to speak.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
then
talk to the queen
You
first.
should be able to
that. Yep,
do
let's
it.
talk to the queen first.
All right. Anyone else that is going to be here to meet with you and the queen?
I think so.
Whatever important general she thinks need to be present, we'll tell her that we're talking about like troop movements and everything. That's what we're going to be talking about.
Great. Then she will gather some of her, a couple of her generals. She'll bring over ye old Cartos, who hasn't been seen in 1,000 years. And we can move to the queen's chambers once more. On this same day, I suppose. Late in the evening now. Late in the evening. In fact, why don't we take our break here, come back in a few minutes, and chat with the queen.
We'll be back.
Right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tombs of Scoria. Our party goes to meet with the queen, Clertus, and a few other generals. Are you bringing Shine again? Is she here for all the talks?
Sure, she's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'll stop asking, and I'll just assume she's somewhere unless you'd say otherwise.
Gotcha.
So once again, same day, we find ourselves in discussions in one of these back map rooms. Clertus is nearby, excitedly comes to meet you as the four of you enter the room. Lords McGarry's, it's so good to see you again.
Lettuce.
beaming.
Fantastic. I'd been thinking of you, my friend. It's been a long time.
Ah, thank you. I've been busy.
You have? With what? I'd assumed that maybe you were taking a well-deserved rest.
No rest for the wicked, Lord Imric. My research has taken me elsewhere, less this time about tombs and magic items, and more about histories of Mystria and nobles who have lived there, and family lines, and you know, that sort of
It's interesting.
old maps I could find, maybe.
I was thinking on topics such as that recently myself. I was wondering how strong is Gilda's hold on the throne there? How deep does his deal with Scoria run? If he were to die, his family overthrown, do you think there is sympathy in the Mystrian nobility for our cause to see Scoria defeated?
Oh no, absolutely not.
They are lost
No,
then.
I think Mystrians would never align themselves with us in any way, shape, or form. Not for at least 5 generations.
Well, It's unfortunate news for them.
He steps aside as the queen waves the rest of you in. Again, twice in one day. What can I do for Brothers McGarry?
We come to you, we suggest some possible battle plans to take back the Cronwick Peninsula. And we'll see how you feel about it, and we'll proceed based on your feelings from there.
Yes.
So, essentially, we've kind of floated two different ideas. First idea would be a gathering of an army in the city of Outlast. From Outlast, we would slowly and methodically conquer the peninsula, moving to the south, with the goal of driving the entire enemy force into ships either in Whalers Bay, or if they delay, perhaps down in Crublin. Once all the enemies have gathered on their ships and they begin to depart, we'll fly Shine in and destroy all of the ships, killing as many Mystrian soldiers as possible, taking as minimal losses as possible as well with our forces moving through. The second alternative would be that we quickly move into Crublin, we have Shine destroy all of the ships there, and then we begin marching to the north, and then we defeat all the soldiers, and then we, I guess, pinch them from an attack from Outlast and from the south, and then we hope that they surrender somewhere near Whalers Bay, I believe. Yeah?
Our armies here in Drekis can easily outnumber them 10 to 1 if need be. If we wish to do this by ground forces, it's, I think, not a terrible thing. Not a difficult thing. The only concern we have had with sending in large units of soldiers there is if Scoria were to reappear somewhere off the coast. There has been some discussion about her ability to use the teleport spell effectively, or invisibility spells effectively, that she could be waiting in hiding, and as soon as our armies arrive, open fire with her breath weapon, burning them to the ground.
I think as long as the three of us are with the army and it's publicly known, I don't think Scoria will appear to attack. And if she does, Shine will be with us in concealment. And I think we'll be able to fight her there and at the very least drive her back, and at the most, perhaps kill her.
Yes. If that is the case, if a ground invasion is the way to deal with Cronwick, it can be done. The Tolwicks and Outlast are chomping at the bit to attack. We've held them back thus far over such fears, but with your presence in and amongst their army, keeping Scoria at bay, the Tolwick family has been asking for the honor to free Cronwick. I think they have earned it.
Okay.
Then perhaps we should head to Outlast.
Well, it seemed like only one plan got told, correct?
We mentioned the second. Do you want to do the first or the second, Queen? Which do you think is more wise?
The first was to whether we approach from the north or approach to the south is a matter for these men. And she gestures to the generals behind her.
The first plan would be for the three of us to arrive at the south and destroy their ships, destroy as many of their forces as possible, maybe force them into a retreat. At which point, perhaps Outlast could send their men to corner them, if needed. Perhaps they would just flee.
The High Monarch of Kershwick arrives on the scene, rubs their hands together, taps the Crublin Peninsula. The ships here near Crublin keep ours at bay. They, in and of themselves, are not enough to retreat the soldiers in Cronwick. The sailing vessels used to attack Whalers Bay and besiege Cronwick are somewhat still within the confines of Whalers Bay, while others have moved on. They certainly don't have the capacity to move all their soldiers off the peninsula. If we push in from the front, what are they going to do? March across the Iron Ridge? It's a dangerous place filled with monsters. There's Zorn, there's rust monsters. That's hot. They're not going to have the water to get there. And if somehow they do manage to get to Crublin, the ports in Crublin have been destroyed. That's why Crublin cannot, one of the reasons Crublin cannot reinforce itself or resupply itself. They would be hard pressed to remove their soldiers from there. I don't think we need to deal with the blockade around Crublin immediately. I see them as two separate operations. The siege and the blockade. Neither can reinforce the other. If we are to attack Crublin, he says, tapping Crublin again, it would be a simple thing. Water would be an issue across the rugged hills there. We could take ships from Rencourt and land near Cronwick and march across the hills. That's doable. We'll have to send a small force first to clear the beaches, make sure there aren't any traps in hiding. It wouldn't be the first time wizards have sat in waiting with lightning bolts or lances of disruption to sink approaching ships, fireballs to hit men on small boats. But it's a simple thing. We have the men. We have
Keep
the
in mind
weapon.
when we're talking about going from the south, I think we mean more, and I'll point towards Shine, on Dragonback, doing what Scoria did to us, but to them.
I know nothing about fighting from Dragonback. I cannot comment on it.
Do you think it would be more useful for us to defeat all of their naval occupancy in one fell swoop in a matter of hours? Or do you think that we should instead push in from the land?
Wherever the large conglomerate of soldiers is where we would want the four of you, I'm sorry, ma'am, in order to make sure Scoria does not come by. I think it should be done in two separate maneuvers. Krublin may be running out of supplies first, so it might be better to free them and try to resupply them first.
Why don't the three of us destroy the ships at Krublin, kill any soldiers there, and see how they react? They might reveal their hand once they feel like they've been attacked in Krublin. At that point, if they start to leave, we could let them, or we could, if it's successful, we could just repeat the same thing in Whalers Bay.
If
I
you
think
think
that's fine.
the four of you have the capacity to take down a small collection of ships,
I do.
How many soldiers would we think are in Krublin, though? 1,000 soldiers, or
no soldiers on the ground.
none?
The city
on
has
boats.
been, the city's been cut off from resupply, and their harbors destroyed. But that's it. I mean,
Give me
the
some
city
time
has
to
been
learn
burned
spells.
by dragon fire, of course, but
How long
me
will it
some
take
time
to
to learn that
amass
spell.
an army in Outlast? Are they ready to go tonight?
the army is ready in Outlast, and he is going to pull up another map of his, which I have to open over here. Sorting through papers, rolling out scrolls, rolling them back together, calling for Clortis finally to find the map that has the army movements on them.
How long do you need to learn the spell, Nick?
62 days.
Jesus.
So you need 2 weeks?
Nah,
No.
it could be 2
Probably be
days,
out of food.
right?
62.
62. He could roll
At
it.
least he could be 6 days, right?
Yeah.
Wait, am I wrong? 60. Oh, 2d6, 62. Oh, okay, never mind. So minimum is 6 days.
Yeah. Maximum of 12.
Fuck, Nick.
If we're going to kill 1,000 men or hundreds of men, it's going to be useful. But I could just as easily destroy ships from the sky as I could slay men on the ground.
It would be, but we're only going to get one chance. At,
No,
this
sorry.
whole thing.
I mean to say my current spell list is suited to destroying ships.
Right
Correct.
now, we think
But
Krublin, those ships are surrounded by our ships in Krublin? Is that...
Krublin is surrounded by Mystrian ships right now.
Okay.
They have no ships of their own.
Wait, so they don't... Who has no... They have no... Who's they?
You.
We. Us. Okay, understood. Okay, I'm not sure. I don't know. What do you want? What do you guys want to do? I feel like we should just march down from Outlast and kill everything, and then blow them all up when we get there. But obviously, that was my first plan. So the alternative thing is we go to Krublin, we blow them up there, and then we go back up to Outlast. Then we march down, and then we try to blow them up.
I'm
I
happy
like
to
that.
go down to I'm happy to go to Outlast and march down. I just feel like quite a lot of people are going to die, and that's probably what Scoria expects us to do. So
I want
if
to go
she
to
does have
Krublin
some-
first.
If she does have some sort of secret plan to ambush the soldiers,
Yeah.
you know, that might be it.
I want to go to Krublin first, then let's do the Outlast thing. That's my vote.
Yeah.
Do we want to give Nick 6 days to learn mass killing spells or no?
Well, actually, it will
2
depend,
weeks.
Neal. How easy can I get hold of, I think it's black pearls that I need for the spell? Is that like a common thing I can get hold of or not?
No,
if
those
it's-
are going to be kind of rare. It's probably going to take you at least a week at the very,
We
very
have the
best to
whole
get those
kingdom.
maybe
The
closer.
queen
If I
has no black pearls for us?
Well, so it's not like there's a registry of all the people who have black pearls. You want to find a black pearl, you talk to the queen. She sends out messengers to every city in the area, and then those messengers send, like, there's a
Yeah, sure.
scattering.
But I'm already
of
waiting at least 6 days.
It's a
so.
slow, at bare minimum, it's going to be a week. Possibly closer to 2 weeks or a month, depending on...
Could we not just, like, in theory, we could get a bunch of nobles together and just be like, hey, you all have amassed fortunes. Does anybody have black pearls that we can use? You'd be helping them get areas, da-da-da-da.
Yeah, and then they would have to go back to all of their accountants and look at all their jewelry. And, like, it's a slow process. This information isn't on hand and easily available.
Well, let's just go then.
Yeah, we'll just go.
A question that we would ask afterwards. Is it perhaps too broad to set our sights to Akuba? If there's a Scoria general there, we could tilt that war in our favor, and we get a regime there, some sort of kingdom that's loyal to our interests. And we have the opportunity to kill...
If you'll remember, that princess that we saved from the traitor here in Drekis was meant to be marrying the queen's son once upon a time, to forge an alliance. Now, I don't know if she still lives or if her family still has any power, but the makings of an alliance was on the table once upon a time. Although I scried on your tell.
Speak up and interrupt you here. I think that possibility has run its course and is no longer available.
You see no future where Akuba aligns their interests with ours?
I spoke with her after your freeing of her. She was very unhappy that you borrowed her family shield. I think that bridge was burned. She has since returned home or gone elsewhere. I do not know.
Is there no other noble family that we can find someone to marry in?
The relations between us and them are sour, as you should know, my nephew. I don't think there is any world in which the Akubans will happily treat with us.
Well, I understand
there was
that,
one
but
option,
it seems like the
and it was
regime
lost.
change is going on right now, correct?
Yes.
Or are they not just going to die out? The people who...
There are two sides to the war. Would the losing side not want to ally with us rather than face extinction or subjugation?
Perhaps I'm not understanding your point. Are you suggesting that we go to Akuba and tell them join or die?
No, it seems like the Kuba still has a war going on. Yes or no?
Yes.
So if there's an internal war, and if one side of that war is being supported by Mistria, and there's a Scorian general there that's fighting, could we not support the other side of the war? And promise them an alliance should they come out on top? And then we stay there, we kill Scoria's general, we help tip the tide of that war.
That's always worth trying things, but I have very low hopes for any alliance between us and the Akubans ever. There was one option, there was one path that we had found with the former Akuban princess, and that is clearly no longer going to work.
Worst case scenario? Oh, sorry.
I don't know how much of a proper alliance there is between the Mistrians and the Akubans, or more of both sides are working together, or both sides happen to have similar objectives at the same time.
Worst case scenario, we tip the sides to the side that at least doesn't want to ally with Mistria, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Then we don't have to worry about the Akubans.
That might work. So in Outlast, there is a group that is ready to go. There is, I think we're gonna go to 1,000 infantry.
We're gonna go to Croblin first, right? I think the three of us and Shine.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that up, and then we'll go back up to Outlast and meet the troops, and Shelly and I shall ride in a carriage together.
Which shield was it that we got from them?
Dragon
The one that turns into a wall.
Should we just give it back?
She's gone. The princess is fucked off.
What do you mean? She's not dead, right?
No, but she left Drekis. No one knows where she is anymore.
Fuck her. That's our shit.
Okay, I'm just saying we've never used that shield. I don't know if we ever will. But no,
yeah, no.
It could be useful in Scoria. Don't worry.
Okay, I have my spell list. I'm ready to go.
Okay, so we're gonna go and kill Croblin ships first, yes?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm so ready. I don't even...
Alright, let's do it.
Me and Sean can just go. I don't even know if we need you to. I've got
They asked.
Cloud Kill, I've got Lance of Disruption.
No, but I understand you will use magic. Walk me through the day. You wake up in the morning.
We go to Rancor, we rest, and in the morning we fly down to Krublin with Shine.
We is you and Shine. Arrive
I could
in
just
Rencor.
go. I could go alone, but perhaps Anton and Cyril should come too. Yes, we arrive in Rancor, we fly down to Krublin, and I lay waste to their ships from the sky. Between Breath Weapon and my magic, it shan't take long.
You would be riding upon the back of Shine. Can you cast spells while on Dragonback?
Well, with
Would
my
not the
newly
wind
acquired,
disrupt you?
I can fly of my own accord.
I see. So you cast spells from your own flight path. Shine does what dragons do and spreads dragon fear and rips boats to pieces and sets them aflame.
That's right.
And the small fleet there is sunk. And then you have enough time on your spells to fly back to shore?
Yes.
And then that's it. In one day, the fleet is gone?
Yeah, I don't understand why you're surprised, General. You saw
I'm
this
not
exactly
surprised.
happen.
I want to be clear on what's happening. The devil is always in the details, and it's best not to make broad, I'll just go there and take care of it assumptions. Each step needs to be carefully placed.
Understood.
Is there
Cyril
not
and
a
Anton.
danger in a two-man operation? Is that enough? Is that sufficient? What
I'm not
happens if
sure
you're
what-
injured?
I'm not sure what counter they could provide. Only other mages.
Okay, then. If you are confident, I trust the Dragon Slayers, and the general will step back.
Cyril and Anton, do you want to come with? I'm not sure what... From the skies, I'm not sure how much use you can be, but if there were any nasty surprises, it would be useful for you to be there. I could make sure you could fly.
I can cast Flame Strike. I can cast a few different things from the skies.
I can hang out in a bag of holding, I guess. There's not much else I can do. Or I can be flying around, but...
You can just be on the back of Shine with Flycast on you,
Sure.
ready to act if something to happen.
Yep. I can cast Conjure Animals. I can cast Flame Strike.
Just drop an elephant on them. That'd be so funny. Just drop an elephant from like 300 foot onto a boat. That's amazing.
Okay. We're
Then
good.
let's do it. I am eager to meet my love in Outlast.
We'll meet her after, yeah.
Yeah. Back to Rencor.
All right. You guys
meet-
go to sleep for the night, and everyone will go the next day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll practice riding on Shine. Well, we might have to wait for the saddle, but I mean, I imagine we can get that.
Saddle
made.
will take weeks to make.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they don't just have a dragon saddle on hand. Like, someone's going to have to take measurements of Shine and get distracted from the other important work that they're doing, be paid a whole bunch of money. There's going to have to be a prototype. Like,
Okay,
this is
wait,
gonna
hold
be a
on.
project.
I'm not gonna say. I will say like it shouldn't take weeks. I'm thinking like 1 week at the most.
To invent a dragon saddle that you've never seen before, it's going to take some time.
A saddle's a saddle.
Yeah, sure. And a chair's a chair, so making a fighter pilot chair should just take a couple of days.
How big is a
And,
squid? A giant squid? 60 feet long? If
Sounds
I'm
about right.
seeing it right. Okay, I
big
can
is-
make those.
I don't know.
Should we go
Can a
at
giant
night?
squid attack a ship?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just make a giant squid then.
Can Shine see in the dark?
Her name is Shine, of course.
Shine, see in the dark?
Yeah, like if we go at night, I mean, I feel like there's no way for them to stop me if it's nighttime. With ultravision, I mean, I could see perfectly.
What's the range of ultravision?
In normal darkness, it's unobscured daytime vision.
Ooh.
In magical darkness, it's 30 feet, but...
Yeah, I'll drop a squid on him, Nick.
I think Shine probably at best just has regular infravision or something like that. I don't think she's going to have, like, she can see in night as clearly as day.
If I'm going to cast Stone Skin and Fly on everyone, I can't give ultravision to everyone as well and still have spells left to blow ships up. So...
Why do we need stone skins?
Yeah, okay. If you guys don't... Well, I need, at least want to stone skin me and Shine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Can you give me invisibility? Off the ring?
Yeah.
Okay, if I can have invisibility and you can give me fly, I can go down to the water, I can cast Conjure Animals, I can make a giant squid, and then that should also fuck them up.
Are you okay to see in night or not?
Maybe. Let me look.
'Cause if you could sort out you and Tyrael being able to see in the dark, that would be good.
I have an eye spell. Enhances the caster's visions, allowing him to see through any normal or magical darkness, fog, or mist to a range of 60 feet.
Not ideal.
Here we go. Giant squid, at least 60 feet long, 12 hit dice. And you can do 12 hit dice, right?
Yep.
Perfect.
I can also do True Seeing, Nick, to 120 feet.
It's still not going to be enough to fly at night, is it?
No, can I nap you? Because the last 24 hours, we have naps.
Oh, it lasts... Doesn't last 24 hours, it lasts 15 hours. But yeah,
Fine.
that
We can do
works.
the nap thing. Yeah.
So I can get the stone skin and the ultravision on everyone, and then I can nap and get my spells back. So I can get stone skin and ultravision on all four of us. Then I nap. Then I can get my spell list, and then I'm good to go. Can I at least confirm, Neal, that from Shine's back, I'd be able to cast Fly on myself?
No, you're not
I
going to be
don't-
able to cast spells while flying on a dragon back. There's no way. You need
Okay.
to be still and in, like, ordinary conditions.
What if I can cast Fly on myself? Can I then... Can, like, Shine stop so I can cast Fly on the two of them?
Shine can't hover. She has to keep going forward.
How long's the flight
also-
from Rancor?
Wait, could you cast Fly on Shine? Oh, she won't let you cast spells on her, because then she could hover.
Can't you just go here and then land, and then we can go from
There
there?
were.
to there?
Oh, there's a little
There's
island.
little
map, yeah.
islands. There's
Okay,
a million little islands, too. We just...
Yeah, also,
let's
you
go
could
on.
just land on the mainland. And
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fine.
And it'll be night, so... Alright, let's get this shit underway.
Let's go.
Giant squid. I'll cast some flame strikes on some ships. Good. Being chilling, as they'd say.
Chilling.
Our party rests tonight in the capital, and we'll head to Rencor tomorrow. Teleports?
Are we teleporting, Nick?
How do you get to Rencor?
Do I feel like I can teleport to that same place in Rancor successfully?
I can divinate too.
You did it last time, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
with divination and teleportation.
It can be done.
Yeah, okay. I'll...
Yep, that's not a problem. You get to Rencor with the teleportation. Shine will fly. It'll take her
Yeah.
most of the day to get there.
Okay. Alright, so then in the morning, I'll cast the Ultravisions and the Stone Skins, and then we nap me.
Yep.
And then I come back, and then my spell list is, at least the interesting levels, is 3 Flies, 7 Lance of Disruption, 1 Improved Invis, 3 Cloud Kills, and a Big Beast Forceful Hand.
So you 3 teleport to Rencor. Shine will fly there, get there in the afternoon. It's at that point that you cast the spells, and then you get napped.
Oh, nice. So we just wait till tomorrow. Oh no, we're gonna go at night.
You want to go at night, right?
Yeah. Let's wait a day, because technically the spells that I have today aren't the ones that I need. I wouldn't have known this going into the start of the day, so I think I
We'll
need
wait
to
a day.
rest. And then
Yeah, and I don't know how long your flies last. Can you go 34 miles on a single fly spell?
No, that's what I'm saying, but that's why we need to land on the island, and then I'll cast the fly on everyone, and then we go for the attack.
Okay. So Shine
Right, so-
throws you all in bags of holding.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you have enough
Um,
bags of? You have enough bags of holding for her to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
We do.
Okay. And then you'll go to Rencor, or to the island near.
Then I cast fly on everyone. and then we go from there.
I get another 6th level spell. Nick, where do I find that?
It's
Can
in
you
the
tell me
player's
how many-
handbook.
Oh,
It's
it's in player's.
table 24. You're level 12.
Yeah.
2 level 6 spells.
Oh, baby.
Usable only by priests with 17 wisdom.
Cool.
If you take off your crown, you'd lose your 6th level spells.
Yeah, I would.
That's funny.
That'd be not good.
Yeah.
That's either 2 giant squids, or do you think I should risk it for 24 hit dice on one and then a giant squid on the other?
Nah, just do 2 giant squids. It's cool as fuck.
Cool. But technically, I could get a kraken if I risk the biscuit.
Oh. That would be cool.
That would be very cool too. I'll probably risk one. Fuck it.
Okay. Fly there. Spend a day. Wait till evening. Then I cast the ultravisions. Then I get napped. And then we go. Just as the sun's setting, basically.
How are you going to find the ships? Oh, you've got
We've got
ultravision, right? It
on
allows you to
everybody.
see. Let me just read
Like it's
ultravision
daylight.
here.
I can put it in the chat if you would like.
Sure.
Yeah.
Allows the recipient to see perfectly in normal darkness, starlight, or moonlight to the full range of his unobscured daylight vision.
Pretty
In
good.
underground settings.
Actually,
it
so
enables the
useful.
recipient to see up to 90 feet in non-magical darkness.
In underground settings. I don't know why it would be less effective in underground settings, but there you go.
And it does not function in the presence of strong light sources.
That doesn't mean that you're blinded, though, right? That just means that it doesn't function.
Like, if you're outside during the day, it would not work at all if you're looking into a dark cave.
Yes. Yeah, or if you were in fog and there was a bright light nearby, you wouldn't be able to see through the fog.
Right. Right. Any sort of bright light. So I think it's, yeah. Any sort of bright light source will fuck up your ultravision. But if someone is, like, if you're holding a torch next to you, you probably couldn't use ultravision. But if someone like 100 feet away from you has a torch, you could use ultravision.
Yeah, so, someone could cast, like, a light spell right next to you, I suppose.
And that would ruin your ultravision.
But it would, until you just moved away from it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to why you can only see 90 feet underground?
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't really make any sense, does it? I guess it's darker underground than it is outside.
Maybe. I guess that is true.
Yeah, there's just like a complete absence of light.
Well, that's
underground.
not true. I don't know. In D&D rules, I don't think they differentiate between outdoor darkness and indoor darkness, do they?
Well,
This-
here we
this
talk
spell
about
does.
starlight, moonlight, normal darkness versus like pitch black.
Sure. Oh, okay. Maybe okay.
Well, why don't we take a break a little bit early as you are landing on the island and casting your spells. And when we come back from the break, we'll do the sinking of the fleet. I'm sorry, the killing of the dragon slayers in one fell swoop.
True. We'll be back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tombs of Scoria. We are going to end our session here, and we will come back next week with what is going to happen. It deserves its own time frame. We're getting towards the end of our campaign. Things are getting real dicey. Let's do it all right and in the proper order.
Wow.
We trust you, Neal. Everyone in chat trusts you as well. Neal, Mooton's going to ban everyone doing that angry Pepe thing, so just stop right now. They did as well, they stopped. Ah. Ban Squibbly. He's gone. White name. Fuck him.
We good to go?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's it then. Let me check for questions. I think we have at least one. D&D question from the Patreon. To Koibu. Why didn't Chiss, the god of beauty, give Van Helsing her artifact? Van was one of the few Chiss clerics and was a very powerful one at that. Did someone else have it, or did you not have a complete idea of what her artifact would be at the time?
it's a big world out there. There's a lot of shit going on, and just because you've got like a cool cleric in one area doesn't mean that the gods are going to come down and hand you their divine thing that's made just for you. There's a big fucking world. Arcadia is the size, like, it's a little bit bigger than the area square footage of Germany. So if you imagine like one cool cleric hanging out in Germany and the whole of the world, like, come on. Also, just because you get like a cleric who's, what was he, 8th, 9th level, doesn't mean that a god's gonna be like, please take my artifact, please, I beg you. No. The world is so much bigger than any of these little things that our player characters are up to. Gods don't just hand people artifacts willy-nilly, with some exceptions. Clearly, Anton is an exception because there was a plan here. There's something much bigger that Anton's involved in than what Van Helsing was ever involved in. So, I know we like to pretend that our player characters are like big movers and shakers in the world, but it's always relative to their position and size. And it's a big fucking world, and she has lots of followers. She's not just gonna like hand people artifacts. Come on now.
Just like to state that I'm offended on behalf of Sean, but fine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go grind
And
those
just not a
beans.
big mover and shaker like Anton. Sorry.
True.
Okay, well, I think, are we all here next Thursday?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Well, assuming Koibu's house doesn't burn down, we'll be back next Thursday. We will see you guys later. And I'll be streaming
later.
for this. Peace.
Bye.